more information.
This is Kurt Bagelman. Does your business need more customers? If you said no, congratulations. If you said yes, then you need to consider advertising your products and services. People need to know you exist, and then why your business is worth considering to spend their money with. You also need to advertise to the right audience. For example, sports talk listeners have disposable income. They own homes, they're employed, and they earn six-figure incomes. And importantly, sports talk listeners listen longer, so your advertising message has more opportunity to be heard. Does your business need more customers? If the answer is yes, then give me a call to schedule a conversation. We'll discuss your objectives, talk about potential strategies, and also determine if Fox Sports Radio is a good station for you to consider. Call me, 916-779-0914. Radio gets results, and we are here to help. Call 916-779-0914.
Are you thinking about getting out of market volatility or trying to make real money on your money in the bank? Tune into my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Sunday mornings at 7 on Fox Sports Radio Sacramento.
Jackson Rancheria. Let's go.
Jackson. We're giving away life-changing cash at Jackson. Spin the super prize wheel, and you can win up to $1 million. Fridays and Saturdays, 5 to 10 p.m. Sundays, 2 to 7 p.m.
Jackson Rancheria. Let's go.
Buckle up, because we're also giving away an RV this Memorial Day. Earn entries now playing your favorite games, and be here 8 p.m. for your chance to win. Let's go.
Let's go.
You know the songs, you know the sound. Now you can hear them live at Jackson. Eagles tribute band One of These Nights is live June 13th. And our tribute series is packed with iconic rock, Journey Revisited, Skynyrd and Friends, CCR, and more.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's rock. The music and the wins are waiting at Jackson.
Jackson, 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 Jackson Rancheria.
Let's go.
Tune in Saturday mornings for financial talk that matters. It's the Matter Financial Report with Michael Matter, talking assets, income planning, insurance, retirement, and more. Your money matters. Listen Saturdays at 7 a.m. on Fox Sports Radio Sacramento. Michael Matter offers investment advisory services through Gradient Advisors, LLC, 877-885-0508, an SEC-registered investment advisor. The Matter Financial Group is not a registered investment advisor, nor an affiliate of Gradient Advisors. Insurance offered through Michael Matter, independent agent.
I am dedicated. I am TNT.
With Team in Training, you will reach your best physical self so blood cancer patients can reach theirs. Change your life by joining a marathon, half marathon, triathlon, or a cycle event, and you'll change the lives of blood cancer patients.
I am committed. I am TNT.
After 600,000 participants and almost $1 billion raised for treatments, TNT has helped the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society make a significant impact in the advancement of blood cancer therapies that save lives every day.
I am making a difference. I am TNT.
Join TNT. Expand your circle of friends to be part of a very special community. Train with world-class trainers and have the chance to be part of the most exciting endurance sports events in the country. Or train on your own schedule with TNT Flex. Join TNT and fundraise while you train, and take part in getting us all closer to a world without blood cancers.
Join TNT now. Go to teamintraining.org.
At the Y, strength means being together. Swimming, dancing, learning, lifting, or volunteering, to name a few. 175 years later, there's still no place like this place. Get involved at your Y. Learn more at ymca.org.
Grant's back. Join the conversation every weekday afternoon beginning at 3 p.m. KSAC 890 AM Olivehurst, K284CM 104.7 FM Sacramento. Hello, Sacramento.
Sacktown.
And welcome in.
Grant Napear. How you been?
You know this guy.
It's your show.
So happy to hear you on the airwaves.
2+ decades on the radio with you.
Just the start of an incredible journey.
Now he's back on Fox Sports 104.7 FM and 890 AM.
3 to 6 every day, Fox Sports Sacramento.
The phone number?
916-779-0929.
His name? Grant Napear.
Good afternoon, everybody. Finally,
The day is here. It is the NFL draft. The Raiders are on the clock. Jeremiah Love, where will he go? What will the 49ers do? We've got it covered for you. A lot going on in the show this afternoon. But the big news in the NFL is the soap opera. And I got to tell you, I talked about this when the story first broke with Mike Vrabel and Diana Russini. I talked about the smell test that didn't pass, that the eyes of those that looked at the photos from the resort in Sedona, Arizona, told a different story than those words coming out of Russini and Vrabel denying their alleged meeting/affair. You know what? This has become a disgrace. More photos released today, page 6, New York Post. Now TMZ releasing photos after Vrabel's firing of the Tennessee Titans 2 years ago from a casino. Vrabel and Russini together. Photos of 6 years ago at them at a bar. Apparently very affectionate. I say apparently because in this day and age, what people can do with photos is mind-boggling. So I have to use the word apparently, making out. Here's the bottom line here. You're going to tell me, you're going to insult my intelligence as a sports fan, and you're going to be the New England Patriots, and you're going to tell me that Mike Vrabel, the head coach, is not going to be at the draft on Saturday because in the month of April, with the NFL season not beginning until the end of July with training camp, and this is one of the biggest 3-day periods of the year for the NFL, you're going to insult my intelligence by telling me that Vrabel will not be at the team headquarters on Saturday for the draft because he's going to begin counseling? Really? You're going to begin counseling on a Saturday? You can't begin counseling on a Sunday or a Monday? No, it's got to be the day of the draft where multiple rounds and multiple picks are going to be selected by the team you coach. What an embarrassment. Seriously? I mean, the Patriots should be ashamed of themselves. And Mike Vrabel should really be ashamed of himself. Because not only did these two engage in a, let's face it, call it whatever you want, all right? And I said this 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to say it again. What Mike Vrabel and Diana Russini do in their private lives is up to them. It's none of my business. If they want to have an affair, go ahead. Doesn't bother me. It's not affecting me. Okay, it's not my life. It's their life. They can do what they want. All right? Now, it may affect a lot of people and their families. And in all honesty, I feel really bad for those people, and I really do. But for me, Grant Napear, it's not affecting my life. But Diana Russini should be ashamed of herself. Mike Vrabel should be ashamed of himself for trying to cover up this story when photos on page 6 were released for the first time from the resort in Arizona. They should be ashamed of themselves. And Russini in her statement is a disgrace. Seriously, she should never be allowed, and I really mean this, she has zero credibility now. Zero. I mean, if you want to talk about from an NFL reporter's perspective, who would ever believe Diana Russini if she's back covering sports? Who would believe her? If she is a reporter, her job is to gather information, right? Who would ever believe her? I would never believe her. She's got zero credibility, period. You know, it's one thing to come out and talk about your alleged friends that were with you and blah, blah, blah. But your statement when you resigned from The Athletic a couple of days ago, how embarrassing and how bad does that look even today? How about both of you come out and be adults and say, you know what? I had an extramarital affair. I was cheating on my spouse. I am unbelievably sorry for my actions, and I'm going to become a better person, and this is what I'm going to do to become a better person and get on with my life. All right, that's what I'd like to hear. Vrabel pretty much said that in his press conference earlier this week without saying it. Russini, on the other hand, really embarrassing. Both of them, embarrassing. And I got to tell you, if you fired everyone that was cheating on their spouse, you'd have a lot of people that are unemployed. So I'm not saying that Mike Vrabel should be fired, but his lying of this story and making it worse is something that, to me, because of his position with the football team, I could see him being fired. I'm just saying what I could see. This is a joke. And I told you this 2 weeks ago, and I'm even going to say it again today. I told you ain't seen nothing yet. And you're still going to, TMZ just moments ago came out with photos of the two apparently in 2024 at a casino after Vrabel had been fired. It's unbelievable. Seriously. I mean, Mike Vrabel's got to start counseling on Saturday? You got to be kidding me. How about this stupid text? Parcells, was not allowed by the Patriots to shop for the groceries. Why would this be any different for Vrabel? That's not the point. Has nothing to do with what I'm saying. You don't need Mike Vrabel to make the draft picks, okay? They already know who they're going to draft. They have a board. They're taking, when you get to the middle rounds, you're taking the best player available. Wake up, would you please? This is awful. You're not going to have him there on Saturday. Really? Why are you beginning counseling on a Saturday in April on the third day of the draft? It can't wait until Monday? No, you know what you're doing? You're trying to put Mike Vrabel ahead of his job by showing, oh, look at me. I'm going to try to make my marriage work. I'm going to bring my family back together. And I'm so serious about it, I'm going to start counseling on one of the most important days during the NFL season. That's what this is about. This is exactly what this is about. This is a failed public relations move by the New England Patriots. And you know what? To me, it's embarrassing. All right? It's embarrassing. What a disgrace. Seriously. What an absolute disgrace. And Diana Russini, go away, would you please? You are an embarrassment. Incredible. Seriously. How about this? There are reporters looking in the Russini's voting record for Coach of the Year. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. Incredible. It's what happens when you lie. You make things worse. Should have learned that from many, many, many public figures in the past. When you lie, it becomes worse. And you're not going to get away with it. And listen, if you think that you've seen all the photos of Vrabel and Russini over the years, it's just starting. And this is going to be an ongoing situation. And I'm wondering what's going to happen, in week 2 of the NFL season or week 3 or whenever the Patriots are on prime time, whether it's Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football, and TMZ or another one of these outlets release damaging photos even more so than what we're seeing now. Then what? Is this going to be an ongoing story which is nauseating to me? You think I like talking about this? I don't like talking about this. I want to talk about the NFL draft. I want to talk about the NBA playoffs. I want to talk about the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. I want to get into the Dodgers winning the finale of the 3-game set over the Giants. There are a lot of things I would rather start the show off with, but I got to start the show off with the big story of the day. And the big story of the day is an insult to me and all sports fans across America. That you are going to try to put Mike Vrabel and, look at me. I'm going to skip one of the most important days of the year and show my team and show the world that family comes first. What a joke. What an embarrassment. You know what this is? This is the Patriots trying to save face in an embarrassing situation, and it's Mike Vrabel desperately trying to preserve his marriage with this absurd public relations stunt. I've had enough. Go away. Leave me alone. You're both an embarrassment. Seriously. An embarrassment. And Diana Rossini, but guess what? You are not hireable. Good luck with that. And you have no one to blame but yourself. Go look in the mirror. If you want to know what is wrong with your life, go look in the mirror. Your affair, you know what? I'm not even bothered by that. That's your life. You make those decisions. You do what you want. You know what? You're a liar. That's what you are. And you're trying to cover up your misdeed, your bad decision-making with these ridiculous lies. You would have been fired, by the way, had you not officially resigned. Incredible. All right, NBA playoffs. Oh, wow, we are going to talk sports here on the Grant Napear Show. Thank goodness for that. So you had the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Phoenix Suns to go up 2-0 in their best-of-7 series. Now all of the attention on this series is around Jalen Williams and his hamstring injury week to week. And, of course, the very unusual, I guess, when I think of Devin Booker, you know what? In all the years that I've covered him, been around him in terms of just from a media perspective, he's always handled himself very well. I've always thought of him as, and he can be an agitator on the court, don't get me wrong, but in terms of like conducting himself in the media, he's always come across as one of those guys that I've always felt was sincere. But he got a technical foul in I think it was the third quarter, and boy, did he unload. All right, this is Devin Booker of the Phoenix Suns. Boy, did he unload on the officials in the NBA after the game.
I still haven't got one. It's definitely something that has to be looked into. I heard Caruso tell him to call the tech, and, he ended up doing it. So that's one ref. In my 11 years, I haven't called a ref out by name, but James was terrible tonight, through and through. It's bad for the sport, bad for the integrity of the sport. People are going to start viewing this as a WWE, if they're not held responsible. It's hard. It just feels disrespectful. I know I haven't won a championship in this league, but I have been in it for 11 years now. So to get to this point, to be treated like that, for me to even be saying something out loud, it's bad.
Have you ever done something? I mean, have you ever? I don't think I can recall you talking about the officials.
Yeah, it's my first time in 11 years, but it's needed. Like I said, whatever I get fined for, everybody can pull the clips and see where the frustration comes from.
Devin Booker and his comments after the game. Dylan Brooks also, he added on in the locker room. And bottom line is the Oklahoma City Thunder are just a much better team. Okay. And that's the reality of the situation. All right. That's just it. What do you think? 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. I got to tell you, the NFL, Roger Goodell, they got to be furious at this Mike Vrabel news on the day of the NFL draft. They got to be furious that this story is the lead story in the National Football League instead of the NFL draft. And if you don't think it is, go on any sports website, go to any newspaper website, go to any of your national sports programs. If you don't think this is dominating the news today in the NFL, then you're not paying attention. Plain and simple. All right, let's get to a phone call or two before we get to the break. Let's get to Big Al. Big Al, what's going on today? How are you?
I did not want to hassle you, Mr. Napier. We had a nice talk. I'll try and be quicker. Listen, you're so right on again. And I just wanted to add a tidbit. Okay, so do I have anything about Vrabel and his hoochie mama, whatever you want to call it? Fine, not really. But, you set up for the organization. Well, the organization, how do I say this nicely, led by a schlonky owner who's down in prostitutional services at a cheap strip mall woman of repute nail shop. And so that's kind of how it started. And you remember what was going on with him and Brady, too, when there was questionable things going on with Brady's wife, too. So I think it starts in some respect from the top down with Bob Kraft. He is not an owner I would want to be associated with. You and I would say the same in that. He's not forget the moralistic, but yeah, he's just not somebody that I would respect having to work for at all. Him personally, I would not. Then but again, your very last little tidbit there was, Mr. Kraft and Goodell are sort of buddies from what I've read, all articles I've read. So, whatever happens. I don't know what the legal do. And then I really appreciate. I don't know how you felt about that. I felt bad. I'm not a Booker hater or lover or anything, but I am frustrated because I thought that was a very poor call by the referee. And frankly,
Terrible.
I don't know how sometimes, Grant. How do sometimes players can even hold it together when you have referees? And I know the answer to this: unionized. They're unionized, and they don't do anything about it.
Yep.
Adam Silver all the way down. So that's it. That's all. Say, you have a nice time. Maybe I'll talk to you tomorrow after the draft. I think there's going to be some. I got to say this: a great kid, because I'm an Ohio State fan. I saw him roll up in Downs, and he had a beautiful, suit coat on the inside, lined, with material that had been photoed, has all his family and friends on the inside of that suit coat.
That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Kid. Yep. Take care.
Thank you, bud.
Take care.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Yep.
That is pretty awesome. Man. We got enough going on here? I think so. 916-779-0929. The rest of the NBA story, the Stanley Cup playoffs, baseball. Oh, yeah, the NFL draft beginning in a little bit. We'll talk about it right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
Building friendships and bonding with family. It's what people experience during a day out at Golden State Shooting Center. Only moments outside of Sacramento. Golden State Shooting Center is a favorite for those who love the sport of trap, skeet, and sporting clay target shooting. It's also where the California Youth Sport Shooting Association trains and competes. New teams are being formed, and if you've got a son or daughter in high school, they can compete for college scholarships. Learn more at goldenstateshootingcenter.com or call 916-539-8544.
Spring is here, so check your tires. When your vehicle needs the best, get Firestone Firehawks. They are built on years of racing heritage and are designed with the latest in tire technology. This month, save $100 on a set of 4 Firestone Firehawks. They provide the confidence and comfort you've come to expect from Firestone. Race into Express Tires, 7215 Watt Avenue, and find the set that's right for you. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone. Get them at Express Tires, 7215 Watt Avenue.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. That's 800-690-8445.
Remember, always be generous with the nutmeg. Just eyeball it.
Okay.
Mom's wisdom has served you well, but now it may be your turn to guide her.
Hey, I'm worried about Mom. She keeps forgetting her famous sweet potato pie recipe.
Some things come with age, sis.
And some don't.
Knowing the early signs of Alzheimer's in a loved one will help you make the best decisions for your family. Visit 10signs.org to learn the signs. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
From the 530 Grant, in regards to your caller, this alleged affair started back in 2020. So this has nothing to do with Robert Kraft. It's on Vrabel-Russini. He didn't say that. Did you hear what he said? He was talking about the franchise's pattern of behavior, and he used examples. He didn't say that it was because of Robert Kraft. No one is going to come on the show, especially Al, okay, and make a stupid comment stating that, Robert Kraft's behavior is the reason for Vrabel's alleged affair. All right, he didn't say that. He was talking about a pattern of behavior publicly within the organization. It's amazing what people hear. I don't get it. I just don't understand what you listen to. 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. NFL draft. All right. So we know the Raiders are going to take Mendoza. We get that. Unless there's just an incredible blockbuster trade between now and the start of the draft. Then the Jets and Cardinals at 2 and 3, respectively. They probably go edge rushers, and then that really gets interesting at number 4 with the Tennessee Titans. Then the Giants at 5. The Giants also get the 10th pick from Cincinnati. And it was very interesting. Former Giant star Tiki Barber today on his radio show in New York on WFAN destroyed Dexter Lawrence and said the actual words "good riddance" and talked about his departure from the New York Giants. Very interesting to hear Barber say that. So we will get into the NFL. Of course, we're talking NBA and the games that are coming up tonight. Victor Wembanyama, by the way, did accompany the team to Portland. He has not yet been ruled out or ruled available for Game 3 up in Portland. You don't think the game that's going to be starting here at the top of the hour is big? The Knicks and the Hawks. Game 3 with this series tied at a game apiece. Cleveland is in Toronto up 2 games. Denver at Minnesota at a game apiece. The Bucks and Taylor Jenkins, who was fired from Memphis at the end of the season 2 years ago, is going to be their new head coach. I think that's a very good move for the Milwaukee Bucks. All right? I think it's a very good move. NHL playoffs. You talk about games that go into overtime. I was watching the game last night, the double overtime winner by Dallas against the Minnesota Wild. They're up 2-1 in that series. Tonight, Buffalo at Boston, Carolina, Ottawa, Colorado, and the LA Kings. So we've got a lot going on. Baseball this afternoon. The Dodgers won a game in the set, but still a good 3-game set for the Giants. It's exactly what they needed to do. They needed to win a series, and yes, it would have been great to win today because that would have been a 2-game jump in the standings. But you know what? Maybe this gets them going after a really slow start. And it's too bad because Logan Webb pitched really well today. 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, That's fine. You should be able to win a game when you give up 3 runs in 7 innings, but not today for the Giants. But at least they didn't get buried, and that's what I was worried about. They're still 6 back. They're 11-14, but winning 2 out of 3 of the Dodgers, that's important. A's are off. They go to Texas. They're in first place at 13-12. Rangers, by the way, are playing tonight. So we've got the table set. Rhino, let's talk NBA playoffs with you. What did you think of the comments that we just heard from Devin Booker? Do you have a problem with it?
No, I thought it was perfect. I thought it was impactful because he's one of those players that is not in the ref's ear all the time. And quite frankly, I thought he was spot on. They got a terrible whistle last night, if you watch that game closely.
Yeah. But don't people, when I say people, don't players and teams that play the Oklahoma City always complain because of the amount of free throws that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets? That was the storyline last year in the playoffs, and it's already begun this year.
Yeah, I wasn't as bugged with some of the plays with SGA. They did not give him some calls that I think he normally got or gets. I just was bugged with, let's put it this way. When the Knicks last year were playing a physical style, it really made that hard to ref because that's their baseline, right? What normally probably would have been a foul in the regular season, that's what they play at a baseline when the refs let a little bit more go. The Thunder don't hit you with that as much. And so I just wonder how they are going to continue calling these games, especially with the Thunder deep into a run, because there wasn't one thing in particular that I'm like, all right, yeah, I see the consistency there, why they're getting that call. It's just not there.
Victor Wembanyama, we don't know about for the availability for the game tomorrow, but we do know that the Knicks and the Hawks are going to begin here at the top of the hour. I'm going to say the Knicks win this game. What about you?
I think the Hawks put the Knicks on their heels. I think the Hawks are going to win this game tonight. The Knicks come back and win game 4. I like the way that the Hawks are coming into this off of the momentum, late comeback. Atlanta's going to be rocking tonight. I think the Knicks are going to probably get that first real stress test during game 4.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the crowd. Atlanta's not going to be rocking more than what Boston rocked last year when the Knicks went and beat the Celtics in the playoffs. That doesn't bother me. Or it's not Indiana, it's Atlanta. So that doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
yes, I agree with you. It's going to be loud, but that's not going to bother them.
But for a team like Atlanta, who doesn't usually get that kind of support, that's a different experience. So maybe they
disagree.
don't. Maybe they don't manage it well. We'll see. I want to say something really quick, and I don't want to belabor the point on Vrabel and Russini.
Yeah.
All of this carnage that keeps falling out would be non-story if you would have just said, we've had an affair, right? Because then you assume, okay, there's going to be pictures of them. So we can go into that, right? They're in the wrong there. But what really irked me today was the Patriots. And you said it in your opening. Why can't you go to counseling on Sunday, Monday, whatever it might be, right? If this was an inpatient thing, then I get you making an announcement, right? But
sure, absolutely. Like Tiger Woods, if you're going to be going somewhere and you're going to be housed and that's where you're going to stay, and then that's different.
To me, they laid down in the dog with the beds, or with the fleas today, with Vrabel and Russini. I regularly go to counseling. I support people seeking help, right? And counseling and work are not mutually exclusive. You can do both at the same time. So when you said that they have, really upset sports fans, I think you've upset people in general because you're using counseling and mental health as a shield for a series of bad mistakes.
I go to counseling every day at 3:00 right here on Fox Sports Sacramento. This is my counseling to talk to people, and we go back and forth. So, Yeah, I'm with you. Listen, I'm with you too on counseling. I think whatever an individual needs to become a better person, whatever that mechanism is, as long as it's legal, I'm fine with that. So yeah, but I don't want a public circus, and I don't want like, oh, gee, look, our employee, our head coach is not going to be with the team on Saturday because he's beginning counseling. Really, you're going to begin counseling on a Saturday in the last week of April? You're going to miss one of the most important days of the year from the organization's perspective. And this is all going to be front page news, and this is what everyone's going to be talking about. But the question that should be asked at the very first opportunity to that of the Patriots or whomever else is at the press conference is, why did Mike Vrabel's counseling need to start on Saturday, the day of the draft, or the third day of the draft? That would be my first question. Why could it have not waited until Monday?
My first question would be, why did counseling have to make Mike Vrabel miss day 3? Counseling isn't an all-day thing. It's usually
what's it, like an hour or 2 hours?
Yes, at most, because you don't want to go too long, right? And
Right.
so it just makes no sense to me. It bugs me to no end because you got professionals like DeMar DeRozan putting themselves out, promoting mental health, and then you use it as a mechanism to be like, okay, well, and I get maybe he's trying to save his marriage. I hope he is, or at least trying to comfort those that he's hurt.
I can't imagine their marriage working, either of them, because of the public humiliation by the other spouse. See, that's the part that people don't understand if you're not a public figure. The humiliation. All right, like there are a lot of people right now that are separated and getting a divorce. It's
Right.
almost 50% in this country. So
Yeah.
we acknowledge that, okay? We get that. Many of us have been divorced, or we know people that have been divorced. We get that. It's an accepted part of society, all right? But most people that get divorced, other than friends and family and some neighbors, nobody knows. All right? It's pretty much like a small circle. Everybody in the United States of America now knows about the affair of two individuals that are both married. And can you imagine what it's like for their spouses to have to go out of their homes and go to work and do what they do? Can you imagine how humiliating and embarrassing that is for those two people? Not even to mention the kids and everything else. I'm just speaking right now for the other spouse. Think about that. Think about being married to a public figure. Think about this. Think about if you are Mike Vrabel's wife or Diana Rossini's husband. Just for a moment, think about what their lives are like now. And there's no way that either of these marriages I see working with or without counseling. That's my forecast here on the last week of April.
Granted, it's got to be unbearable because you
Exactly.
can't believe what your spouse is telling you. You can't probably
Right.
trust that. And on the other side of the coin, you don't know what's coming next.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
it's brutal.
And I mean, from a public standpoint, because you don't think there's people that have been around Mike Vrabel or saw him in public sometime in the last 3-4 years that are now scrolling back through
Of
their
course.
phones if they took pictures saying, oh, is she in there? Because I can get paid for that, right?
Yep.
It's just, it's sad.
It is sad.
Yeah.
I know what's coming next. Village Financial Group, they're coming next, and they are going to be coming to complete your real estate transaction. If you call Spence at 916-805-4868, that's what's coming next. A completion of your real estate goals and your dreams with Spence at Village Financial Group. Broker, owner since the year 2000. They're locally owned, family-owned business. We've talked so much about all of the options, whether you're decided you're going to keep your home, you're not going to buy a home, whatever the case may be, but you're looking to take equity out of the home, whatever the case may be. Village Financial Group, like a white glove boutique shop experience where Spence will take you from the start line to the finish line and everything in between. And he's a very creative financing specialist, and he has access to private money. Call Spence. Text Spence, 916-805-4868. Also go to vfgloans.com. You can check out everything with their business, and you'll also see thousands of available listings for your purchasing. All right? It's right there, vfgloans.com. It makes sense to call Spence at 916-805-4868. Village Financial Group, looking out for your best interest.
Hey, before we go to break, I want you to think about this. Everybody else think about this, because I think it's a real possibility. Is Mike Vrabel going to survive this?
I'm going to say no, he's not.
Okay.
Because I think that the day and age of social media and the uncovering of information through CCTVs and everything else, there are things that are going on right now that we are not aware of that are going to be surfacing in the near future. And I personally think it's going to be too much for Vrabel and too much for the Patriots in terms of their PR and their PR hits. So I'm going to say no. What says you?
I'll let you know after we come back from break.
We'll do that right in a couple of moments on Fox Sports Sacramento.
This is Kurt Bagelman. Does your business need more customers? If you said no, congratulations. If you said yes, then you need to consider advertising your products and services. People need to know you exist, and then why your business is worth considering to spend their money with. You also need to advertise to the right audience. For example, Sports Talk listeners have disposable income. They own homes, they're employed, and they earn six-figure incomes. And importantly, Sports Talk listeners listen longer, so your advertising message has more opportunity to be heard. Does your business need more customers? If the answer is yes, then give me a call to schedule a conversation. We'll discuss your objectives, talk about potential strategies, and also determine if Fox Sports Radio is a good station for you to consider. Call me, 916-779-0914. Radio gets results, and we are here to help. Call 916-779-0914.
Jackson Rancheria. Let's go.
Jackson. We're giving away life-changing cash at Jackson. Spin the super prize wheel, and you can win up to $1 million. Fridays and Saturdays, 5 to 10 p.m. Sundays, 2 to 7 p.m.
Jackson Rancheria. Let's go.
Buckle up, because we're also giving away an RV this Memorial Day. Earn entries now playing your favorite games, and be here 8 p.m. for your chance to win. Let's go.
Let's go.
You know the songs, you know the sound. Now you can hear them live at Jackson. Eagles tribute band One of These Nights is live June 13th. And our tribute series is packed with iconic rock. Journey Revisited, Skynyrd and Friends, CCR, and more.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's rock. The music and the wins are waiting at Jackson.
Jackson, 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 Rancheria.
Let's go.
Are you one of the 7% of adults in the United States who are searching for an alternative to sleeping in a bed? Then let me introduce you to Z-Cliner, the revolutionary recliner designed by FlexSteel. The Z-Cliner, meticulously engineered with restful sleep in mind, making it an ideal bed alternative. A healthy life starts with a healthy night's sleep. Z-Cliner is more than just a recliner. It's a personalized comfort experience. It features multiple power adjustments like recline, headrest, lumbar, zero gravity, reducing pressure on your body, tech integrations like charging ports for easy modern living. We know life can be messy, stressful. That's why Z-Cliner is upholstered in a moisture and stain-resistant fabric, perfect for all-day enjoyment, even homes with pets and kids. Z-Cliner, a complete sleep solution. Get started. Unmatched comfort. Zcliner.com/Dan Patrick today to find a Z-Cliner at a store near you.
Have you ever tried to buy gold and silver and felt like you were talking to a used car salesman? That's because the precious metals industry is like the Wild West. Salesmen can say pretty much anything or make any promise they want without repercussion. But Genesis Gold Group is different. They're a faith-driven Christian precious metals company and believe in educating their customers, not pressuring them for a quick sale. Genesis Gold Group focuses on customer service, not sleazy marketing. Genesis Gold Group is named after the first book of the Bible for a reason. Proper stewardship of wealth is their specialty. Find out why they've earned a 5 out of 5 rating through the Better Business Bureau and how they can help you secure your wealth or retirement through physical precious metals. Call right now to learn more.
800-497-8464. 800-497-8464. 800-497-8464. That's 800-497-8464.
Oh, I love it. The National Football League draft. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Raiders are on the clock. Rhino, as always, his bold prediction of the day. Week 1 of the NFL season, right after Labor Day. Will Mike Vrabel be on the sidelines as the head coach of the Pats?
Well, Grant, the Pats make 8 of their 11 picks on Saturday.
Unbelievable.
Just so you know, that's day 3 of the draft that Mike Vrabel is not going to be at. This has been so mishandled. I think, as you said, this is taking over the draft. You've announced that Mike will not be there on the 3rd day. I don't think he makes it out of the weekend as the coach of the New England Patriots.
The weekend?
The weekend.
Wow. Wow. Could you see them just putting him on an indefinite leave of absence and try to hope that things and the news cycle changes where it becomes on the back burner?
At best.
Considering that it's April?
Maybe, at best. But this thing is, to quote Diana Rossini, she didn't want to give it any more oxygen, which is why she resigned and put her statement out.
She poured gasoline on the fire is what she did.
And that fire is about 99% uncontained right now. We're only going worse. So I think he, at very minimum, has to completely step away from football.
Wow.
For the Patriots. Because, Grant, how do you face the reporters that you see every single day? Right? And them knowing that Diana was getting inside information at a very minimum. They're looking into voting records now. Right? I just think it's too much. You have to keep some integrity, or else I think that media is going to cream him. I saw 2 Boston hosts go at it today.
Yeah.
About this. So.
All right. 916-779-0929. That's 779-0929. You're almost right about knowing the Giants will sweep the Dodgers. They came close. They won games 1 and 2, but today the Dodgers blanked the Giants 3-0.
It's a good series.
Yeah, it is.
Giants won something.
It's a good series if they can build on it.
Well, if you can't build on 2 out of 3 against the best team in baseball that came in losers of 4 when they hit San Francisco, right?
No, they had beat Colorado the day before and lost a couple before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But you get 2 wins against the best team in baseball that's in your division.
Yeah.
You got to be able to find something in that.
Yeah. You mean the total number of losses of 4? Is that what you were saying?
Correct.
I'm sorry. They had just lost. They had lost 2 in a row. Then they beat Colorado. But yeah, I think you are correct. But they were not playing great. You know, Edwin Diaz, he's out for a couple of months. But when you look at that lineup and the fact that yesterday they held them without even scoring, and I think what did they limit them to 1 run on the first game? The Giants pitching has been really good, and even today, Logan Webb was tremendous in 7 innings. He had a tremendous game. You're not going to win when you don't score. And the Giants, they couldn't put the ball in play today. But maybe they build off this, and if they do, that's exactly what you need here in the month of April.
Sure hope so. And if you're a Giants fan, it's that double-sided coin. You know, it's okay if we get hot. Are the Giants going to try to get somebody at the deadline? If we don't get hot and this keeps going bad, we're in for a long season. Are we going to get rid of guys? So this is kind of that time where I think that gets decided. Hopefully it turns
Somebody
around.
said yesterday you didn't care about the draft. Today it's the greatest thing. Come on. No, I didn't say it's the greatest thing. What I said is, thank goodness that it's finally here. thank goodness that it is draft day because it dominates the sports headlines and it creates content for me to talk about. So I personally am very happy about it because tomorrow at 3:00, I will be able to destroy all of the idiots across the country that are going to grade the first round of the NFL draft. So I actually love the draft because it gives me content. What I said was that I am not particularly interested in following and covering the draft after the first couple of picks, especially being a Giants fan. And after the 10th overall pick today, I don't even care because I only root for the Giants. Now, from a professional perspective and trying to do my job and be prepared, I have to follow it. But if you think I'm sitting in front of my TV, all right, after the number 10th pick, then you are mistaken. So I didn't say it's the greatest thing, all right? What I said was, thank goodness the NFL draft is here. It is a big day. It is important, and it gives me content to talk about because there's probably going to be some trades. I can talk about that. There's probably going to be some unexpected decisions that I can talk about. But for these morons that cover pro football for a living or football in general,
except Chris
that
Landry,
think that we want to hear letter grades and read about letter grades before they even get to their facilities to begin signing their contract is ridiculous.
So, okay, I'll meet you in the middle. Okay, you can't give a full grade on a player before they step on the field, but what you can grade is what the teams drafted relative to their needs coming into the draft. Is that middle ground for you?
But I can get a kid in first grade to do that. I can get a kid that follows their football team in grade school to tell me what the team needs at the end of a season.
Fair enough.
It's pretty easy. If you follow a team, I don't need the expert to tell me what they should be doing, right?
Yeah.
Like if I'm a 49ers fan, I know what they need, okay? I'm a New York Giants fan. I know what they need. I mean, if you follow your team, you know what you need, right?
Yeah. So I'm looking at the images of the draft right now in Pittsburgh. And granted, we're 90 minutes or 60 minutes out from this thing roughly. It is nothing like it was in Lambeau last season.
No.
And I won't mince words. I said it yesterday. It's Pittsburgh. Nobody wants to go there. That's why the players aren't going there.
Yep.
Many of them for the draft. But this is not a great look for the NFL. It's not. There's not that many people, Napes.
No.
Yeah.
It's you mentioned this earlier in the week. And you know what? I think you're spot on. I think you were spot on. That's why you only have 16 people there because it's in Pittsburgh. And I'm not trying to rag on Pittsburgh, but it's not Vegas. It's not New York. It's like, come on now. I think you're spot on.
I was in Green Bay 2 summers ago, and I was at the stadium. I was all in that stadium area. They fit like over 1 million people into that area for the draft last year, and overflow had to go into Lambeau Stadium.
Yeah.
It was insane, and this is right along the side of a freeway, and I would say maybe half full. Just one,
half full?
Maybe half full. You can probably fit some more people in right now. Go check it out online, Grant. You'll have to look at it.
All right. 916-779-0929. You're going to read all the draft grades of your Seattle Seahawks, or are you going to pass on that?
No, I trust John. I'm good. In John, we trust.
With your team, you don't have to worry about it. They normally draft very well.
They draft very well. And they do well outside of the draft with signing the free agents, by the way.
Yeah. They're like the Oklahoma City Thunder when it comes to drafting.
A little bit. Yeah. I'll remind everybody watching on YouTube. See that? Seahawks world champions.
I didn't want to point that out.
I get to
hope
flex
you're okay
today.
with that.
It's all right. I get to flex today.
Yeah.
How about Steve Ballmer? Did you see his act today?
No, what happened with Steve Ballmer?
So Peter Anderson in the YouTube chat, more interested in the LA Clippers circumventing the NBA salary cap. Quote, where is the beef, NBA? Is it nothing burger? Well, this is an ongoing federal case where the creator, or the main person running the company, is due to get sentenced. But in a nutshell, Steve Ballmer is claiming he is a victim, and he put out
Oh my God.
a statement that was filed with the court. Basically, a victim statement is what it is. And it's very interesting because two things can be true at the exact same time. He's using this to make it seem like he was scammed and he didn't know, while calling, by the way, Pablo Torre's reporting on this, calling it out in a federal court filing. So, yes. So he's in the news as well.
Thank goodness for the news cycle, and we have to talk about everything. It's just like everyone feels like they've got to get out in front of a story that is going to be coming to the forefront very soon. So this is what I'm going to say before it happens, so you know what the truth is, and blah, blah, blah. Come on.
Yep.
Seriously.
Yep.
It never ends, does it?
It doesn't.
I know one thing. If I am somebody that's in charge of giving advice to individuals that are in turmoil, whoever gave Mike Vrabel and Vrabel-Russini advice, if they asked for it, should get a different occupation.
No doubt. So this was the conclusion. I'll read it directly from Steve Ballmer's victim statement. Mr. Ballmer's losses are not measured solely or even primarily on a balance sheet. They are measured in the reputational damage that will take years to remediate, and in the chilling effect on future endeavors intended to do good at scale. We ask the court to impose a sentence that accounts for those harms, promotes respect for the law, and defers those who would seek to appropriate the regulations of others to advance fraudulent aims. That was, and wait to think how rich that could be, that's filed with federal court, if the NBA finds different with Steve Ballmer.
I don't care.
I do. It's a big deal.
I know it is a big deal, but I don't care. 916-779-0929. You know why I don't care? Because the Clippers season is over, and whenever the news breaks, it breaks. Like, it is a big story. When I say I don't care, I'm not saying that it's not worth talking about. What I'm saying is their season's done. They're a franchise that is on a downward spiral, okay, because of the roster, the composition of the roster. And to me, they're not relevant in terms of the immediate future. Now, they could be a lot less relevant if they are given sanctions and draft picks and whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. But they're not really a player in the NBA right now. That's my point. It's not a big deal to me. This is not like the Oklahoma City Thunder or the Denver Nuggets or the Timberwolves, or let's say an up-and-coming team like the Blazers or the Suns, as it relates to direct competition. You know, to me, the Kings roster is a lot more attractive right now than the Clippers roster.
Well,
I mean, so I don't think it's that big of a deal.
You're not wrong in thinking that way. I just look at the other side of the coin, that you have Kawhi Leonard, who is kind of closer to the end of his prime than the start of it, who could face repercussions.
Yes.
You could also have a franchise that might be up for sale if Ballmer gets the death penalty as an owner.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so that's all big things.
Those are, I'm not saying it's not big news, but as it relates to like what I care about the most, and that's the standings and the production on the court. To me, the Clippers are like the Warriors right now. They had their opportunity. The Warriors took advantage of it, and the Clippers didn't. And both franchises now are not, to me, relevant franchises as it relates to the Western Conference in terms of I have to worry about them or not. That's how I look at both those franchises.
Well said.
Hour number 2, NBA playoffs, Knicks, Hawks, tip-off in 10 minutes. The NFL draft, all of it right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
Are you or do you know a veteran or a family in need of a heating or air conditioning unit? If so, go now to dasmechanical.org and nominate yourself or someone you know to receive one with installation being donated by our neighbors at DAS Mechanical. We all know this past year has been tough for some in our community. Nick Delancey and his DAS family want to give back, and they're excited to give back, just like this, to help out a veteran or family in need. It's very simple to enter. Go to dasmechanical.org. Click the 2026 HVAC System Donation tab and fill out a very short 6-question nomination form. That's dasmechanical.org. Click the 2026 HVAC System Donation tab and fill out the short form. DAS Mechanical, family owned and proudly serving our community for years. Nominate now at dasmechanical.org. That's dasmechanical.org.
These days, everybody's searching for ways to save on insurance, scrolling comparison sites, digging through tips, chasing deals. But Liberty Mutual makes it simple. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance to save you money. And when you bundle, those savings really start to come through. It's insurance built for real people with a team that helps you keep what matters most, money. No hassle, just confidence that your coverage is customized with savings in mind. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local independent agent.
Investors, keep listening to learn how to get your free gold report. A currency crisis is upon us. The U.S. dollar has been the world's reserve currency for over 50 years, but that is changing. It's time to protect your retirement. Decades of reckless borrowing and spending have critically weakened the dollar. The U.S. has become the world's biggest debtor with over $35 trillion in debt. Plus, the dollar's become weaponized. Countries are dumping it. Investors who wait until it's too late could lose big. There is one safe haven: gold. Diversify your portfolio with a physical asset they can't take away. Call the Reagan Gold Group right now and ask for your free gold guide. Here's our number.
800-941-4184. 800-941-4184. 800-941-4184. That's 800-941-4184.
You've been saying you're going to pay better attention to your home's honeydews. Check one off your list right now by calling Gabrud Services to schedule a 12-point inspection of your home's electrical system. The safe rule of thumb is every 5 years for an inspection. If it's been 5 years or more, call Gabrud's now. A qualified technician will provide a thorough inspection of the electrical system to ensure it's safe or alert you to potential problems. At Gabrud's, electrical work is all we do. We are the area's recognized experts for anything electrical, and our number one priority is ensuring your home and family are safe. You've been saying you'll pay better attention to your home. Stop saying it. Make the call to Gabrud's. Talk with a real person and schedule your 12-point inspection today. Gabrud's, locally owned for more than 30 years. G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Call the good dudes at Gabrud's. G-U-B-R-U-D-S. Gabrud's.com.
At the Y, strength means something different. It means people of all ages being together. It means you can be swishing the game-winning shot, learning to plie in first position, jabbing, crossing, and hooking a punching bag, canoeing in the lake at summer camp, donating food for your neighbors, watching your son learn about water safety in the pool. 175 years later, there's still no place like this place. Get involved at your Y. Learn more at ymca.org.
The voice of Sacramento sports is back.
Hear Grant Napear every weekday beginning at 3 right here. KSAC 890 AM Olivehurst, K284CM 104.7 FM Sacramento.
Just to follow up on the story that dominated the first hour in sports shows and news shows all over America. Awful Announcing, very popular website, All Things Sports. Their headline today, Diana Rossini's reporting career can't come back from this. I would agree with that. Her reporting career is over. 916-779-0929. That's 779-0929. In a couple of moments, Knicks, Hawks. Then it's Cleveland, Toronto, and later on, Denver and Minnesota. Ryan, I want to bring you in here and talk about this matchup because the Atlanta Hawks stole game 2. They absolutely stole the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a believer in momentum in between games in the playoffs. I'm just not. I don't think that playing on the road is going to affect the Knicks adversely. I think you made a good point in hour number 1. I think it's more of a help to Atlanta than a hindrance to New York because this is a veteran team. They went far in the playoffs last year. Again, if you can win in Boston and win in Indiana and whatever, okay, you're going to be able to handle the crowd in Atlanta. The real question here is what adjustments are the Knicks going to make to cover up the liability defensively of Jalen Brunson, particularly as it relates to C.J. McCollum?
There's not a ton you can do. You can try to put somebody obviously else other than Brunson on him. I think the biggest adjustment, I'm not even looking at the defense for New York. The offensive side of the ball is where the biggest adjustment needs to happen. Their offense needs to be more balanced. Mike Brown's usage of Jalen Brunson is way too high right now. And Jalen Brunson, excellent player. Don't get me wrong. But to have Jalen Brunson at his best, you need to have other guys going as well. And only giving Cat 12, 13 shots a game and Jalen 26, it's too much. It's predictable. It's ISO. It is DHO. He's getting into that zone where we didn't like the style of play sometimes here in Sacramento. He's got to snap out of that.
What do you think about the playoffs, folks? 916-779-0929. If you had to pick one road team tonight that I told you, or excuse me, one road team that would win tonight, New York, Cleveland, or Denver, who are you going with?
New York, Cleveland, or Denver? Cleveland, for sure.
All right, I'm going to pick Denver, although I already told you I think the Knicks are going to win. I think Denver's going to beat Minnesota tonight.
That's quietly, because it's been tucked into the late time slot.
Yep.
That has been an excellent series. It amazes me how the Timberwolves just kind of strut through the season. Nothing jumps off the page to me, except sometimes them being a little constipated offensively between Randall and Edwards. And then the postseason comes along, and they're a different animal altogether. They've been in 2 straight Western Conference finals.
Speaking of the late window, I'm so sick and tired, and I'm from this part of the country that I'm going to criticize. I'm so sick and tired that people on the East Coast complaining, about the start time for the Lakers games and LeBron James. You know what? If you have a problem with it, then move out west, all right? Like, you're not going to penalize all the people that go to the games on the West Coast, all right? And you're going to have a game that starts at 5 o'clock in downtown Los Angeles, all right, in Southern California. Who cares? All right. That's your problem. All right. That's where you chose to live. That's where you live. You can't have all the games start just for your own convenience. So, enough with this talk and all the griping, particularly from members of the media on the East Coast. Really? Then move. All right. Get a new job. Go live in California if you got a problem with it. I'm so tired of the complaining about that. Oh, gee, how stupid is it? You got LeBron James, on the East Coast. The games don't even start until 10:30 at night. So what? Then adjust your sleep schedule or move west.
Exactly right.
It's ridiculous.
Find a nap between what you do, between work and the game before you have to go back to work.
And what's the NBA supposed to do? Like you're gonna have all the games start in prime time? Hello, can't do that.
You always have somebody complain. It's too early. It's too late. It's the wrong day. Somebody is always going to complain about start times.
Wow.
I'll complain about the 8 o'clock start times. Those were funky.
Those didn't make any sense.
No, They did not. And I can tell you for a fact, the teams and the players, at least in the Sacramento Kings building, did not like them.
Yeah. I think that on a weeknight is absurd. I'm okay with it on a weekend more so. Like if you told me the game is going to be at 8 o'clock on a Saturday, I can live with that. 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night? Come on. That's a little absurd. That's a little ridiculous.
For a West Coast game, for sure.
Now, I would say the one thing that people on the East Coast did have a right to complain about for years, and that was the Monday Night Football game starting at 9 o'clock. I get that. I understand that part of it. And now they moved it up by, 40 minutes. So at least that, to me, was a legitimate gripe. Monday Night Football starting on the Eastern time zone at 9 p.m. That I get. I mean, because the games go on past midnight, right? And it's a Monday night. And if you're thinking about it this from a fan's perspective, I mean, it really makes it challenging to do anything productive on Tuesday. So I understand that.
So I'm going to be that person that complains now. Can we just go back to one Monday Night Football game?
Yeah, I know. I totally agree. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And I don't want to spoil a rant idea, but there's something about the draft that bugs me as well.
What's that? What bugs you about the draft?
Can we just put it on one station, please?
Yes. Can we have it in the same city every year?
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm not saying this because I'm from New York. Either have it in New York or Vegas.
Vegas.
Or
yeah.
if you know what, if you really want, I was going to say, if you really want, more draftees to go, here are your three cities to have it in: New York, Miami, or Vegas. Let's just call it the way it is.
See,
you'd have a lot of people going to Miami.
Would you? Where would they
Yes.
hold it in Miami?
The convention center is huge. They've had Super Bowls there. You are aware of that.
Yeah,
yes?
yeah, but a Super Bowl is different than a draft.
Well, but the convention center that I was at to do a Radio Row, you could easily have it there. You can do it just the way you set up on South Beach. You can build your own, how do I want to say this? Draft headquarters. I mean, there's a way to do it.
That's what I mean. Maybe you just do it in the parking lot of Hard Rock Stadium. Kind of like what they've been doing.
Yeah, you could do that too, Ryan. That's a great point. You could do it on the field at Hard Rock Stadium. You can turn the field into whatever. There's ways of doing it. I mean, think about this. Miami's got the F1. They turned that whole area at Hard Rock into a glamorous event where people of famous stature from all over the world go to. I mean, it's like the most demanded ticket in the F1 race other than Monaco, from what I understand. You could do it. You could do it.
I got to tell you,
yeah,
I don't know of a better remodeling job for a football stadium that I've seen than Hard Rock.
I got to tell you, the first time I went there was for the national championship game during COVID of Ohio State and Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never been there. And I was blown away at the beauty of that stadium. The entrance of the stadium was incredible. That stadium is beautiful. You're right. They did a tremendous job with that.
It just looks stunning at night with the. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And I was at the game. There were less than 15,000 people at the national championship game because of distancing, all the nonsense. So, no, really. I mean, I'm not kidding you. There was less than 15,000 people.
Hey, it was better than empty stadiums.
Oh, yeah.
Back at that time, all of us, we were so thirsty for anything sport. I remember the first time that ESPN put on like a live cornhole match or tournament. It's like, sport. Thank you. But like,
how miserable were we during that period of time? Oh my gosh.
The only thing that took your mind off of the misery of the circumstance was the day-to-day worry of what we were surrounded with. But think about some of the stuff that got pulled off, right? Like the draft remotely via Zoom. I feel for the high schoolers who missed like basically all of that stuff that they are supposed to do for senior year. And then I believe that same class was affected with some of the protests that went on during their graduations in college. That would be not to have your sports your senior year. I can't imagine.
Hey, I need you to look up something for me based on this message on the chat line.
Yeah. 530
area code. Grant, they voted at the owners meeting to get rid of the double headers on Monday Night Football. There are no more. I did not hear that. So if that happened, that went over my head. Thank you. And we'll try to have Ryan look that up here and verify that.
I'll
Thank
look
you for
that up. It seems weird that they would be able to vote that if it's in a television deal that's already signed. But I'll
exactly.
check.
Who knows? But I think the doubleheaders on Monday Night Football are absurd. They're ridiculous. Now, opening night, I can see it just to kick off the season. I'm not crazy about it. But the doubleheaders that we had on numerous occasions last year in the NFL was ridiculous. Just like games in Melbourne's ridiculous.
But do what they did back in the day when you had the one doubleheader on opening night or the opening Monday Night Football of the year. Go back to back. Don't
go 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't stagger the games by an hour.
Exactly. Have the game on the East Coast start at 7 o'clock Eastern time, and have the game on the West Coast start at 7 o'clock Pacific time. Right? Not too difficult.
Common sense.
Yeah. 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. If you want to give me a call, do so. If you want to text the show, do so. 916, as I said, 779-0929. NFL draft begins at 5 o'clock. We've got NBA basketball with the Knicks and the Hawks underway in Atlanta in front, as we would expect, a crazy crowd in Atlanta. Any Magic City promotions going on tonight that you've seen on the court, or we are beyond that?
No,
already?
but I bet you half the Knicks had a belly full of lemon pepper wings last night.
You think so?
Yeah. Maybe,
What's wrong with you?
Maybe a couple thighs.
What are those wing again? What are they? They're the what? The
lemon pepper.
Lemon pepper?
Yep.
That's what that establishment is well known for. Is that what you're telling me?
Lemon pepper wings, apparently.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the 530 is correct. As of April 1st, 2026, doubleheaders on Monday night. No more.
Whoa. Did you say April 1st? Is that kind of like Sac State, Notre Dame playing in a 10-year series?
Oh.
Hey.
Whoa.
Okay.
You are good, man.
I'm just asking you to fact check, okay?
Napes, you got my back so well. I'm going to double check this again. NBC Sports, let's see. NFL, dual Monday night games after concluding fans. You know what? I'm going into a deeper dive. This is going to take an extra segment. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah. Hey, that's the world we're living in today, okay? You got to double check and triple check, and you got to look at the calendar. Let's see, April 1. Okay. Anything that is released on April 1, you got to fact check, okay?
So true. I need your journalism and law class, journalism, ethics, and law.
It was Dr. Janikowski. I remember his name. He was one of the best professors I've ever had. I didn't even miss that class. I missed a lot of classes in college. I don't recall missing that class because I actually loved it. It was one of the few classes that I took in 4 years that I loved. Like I didn't really like going to school at all, but I love that class.
Besides the class that you took pass or fail, and it included, I think, the early morning lab, was there
at 8:30 in the morning in winter quarter.
Was there another class that was just you would never want to go near it again?
Oh,
college?
Absolutely. 95% of the classes. Yeah, of course. Sociology classes, math classes. You know what bothers me about the basic curriculum? And I know a lot of teachers are going to get upset at me for saying this.
Yeah.
like, I understand the purpose of education, okay? I'm a big proponent of education. My brother was a high school math teacher for over 30 years, all right, and loved it. And I get all of it, all right? But, like, to me, and I guess it would be the equivalent of going to a trade school, I'm majoring in broadcast journalism, okay? Why do I have to take math classes? Like, what am I going to learn in algebra or calculus that is going to, at any point in my life, help me? Am I going to then, like, quit my job as a sportscaster and go work at NASA?
No, but don't you need some math for
You don't need any math.
statistics?
You don't need, you know what? I got the statistics in front of me on a freaking computer.
I know,
okay?
but what if you're going to go advanced and you're going to turn the assist to turnover into an actual ratio? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but guess what? You don't know Grant Napear if you're wondering if that's what's in my mind. Okay,
Yeah,
like
that's right. You're
okay?
watching the Giants game while the Kings game's going on.
Exactly. I mean, I don't care about that stuff. All right, like sociology. What am I going to learn in sociology that's going to help me out? What am I going to learn in philosophy? Philosophy 101. Really? I got to now take philosophy 101. I got to take sociology 101. I got to take all of this nonsense. Like, how's that going to help me in my life? Seriously, how's that going to help me in my life?
You know what's so bizarre is when, at least this is for me, when I was in my undergrad, my classes were massive for the most part, like 300, 400, 500 people. And then you get to your upper and you've got like 14, 30, 35. It completely flips on its head. I had one class that I never wanted to go near again, and it's hilarious because my mom is a CPA, but it was accounting 101. And the teacher, anybody that's an accountant, they're going to understand this. The teacher walks in, he doesn't even say his name. He goes to the whiteboard and he just starts doing an accounting cycle problem. And he starts explaining what the abbreviations mean. And every day he would just do a different problem. And it wasn't a pass or fail class, but if you got one step of the accounting cycle wrong, it throws everything else off. So he wouldn't grade it on, okay, well, you missed this step, that's a B. No, you missed one thing, you got an F. He was the worst professor of all time.
You want to hear a story real quickly?
Yeah.
This is an all-timer. By the way, to the 530, thank you for helping us out with that Monday night story. We greatly appreciate it.
It appears to be true.
So I was one credit or one class short for my required curriculum in my spring semester of my senior year, right? So I'm just trying to add any class that will get me to graduate, okay? And I can't remember why I was in this position, but I needed the credits and I had to take the class to graduate on time. The only class, the only one on the roster of classes that was available was a sociology class, deviant sexual behavior, okay? And I signed up for that class because I had to, okay? And I go to the class the first day, and I hear the outline of the curriculum, and I'm literally like, this ain't happening. I showed up for the midterm and the final,
and got an A+.
And I didn't go to one class in between. That's all I did.
And you got an A+.
Somehow, I was able to get a passing grade or whatever and graduate. When I heard the teacher talk about what they had, a lot of guests that were coming in and things of that nature, and it was an afternoon class with the weather turning nice in my last semester, my last quarter at Bowling Green, I'm like, get me the freak out of here. I'm literally sitting in class that first day, and I'm literally saying to myself, this ain't happening. I'm literally going through my mind. I'm like, this ain't happening.
This is not what my parents want me to learn in college, right?
And you know what's funny? Because when I did get, I don't know about you, but my parents did want to see my grades in college.
Mine
they
too.
just did.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll never forget that conversation with my father. Excuse me, what class is this?
So check this out. This is a good follow-up to that. So I could not get, it was undergrad, and it had to be from a certain category, and it was in the same neighborhood as you, what you just explained. Yep. So the class was basically about things that can be contracted from that type of deviant behavior, right? And it's a class of 400, 500 people. And I swear, as we moved through each unit of the class, when the teacher started talking about a certain thing, you would see, like, at least every class, 4 to 5 people start looking at themselves, kind of starting to get awkward, and bolt out the door.
Wow.
And then we'd move on to the next unit, and they'd be like explaining, certain things, and you can see them like looking around, looking at themselves, Googling. They're out the door because they're worried you might, need to look further into that unit for themselves.
By the way, that Atlanta crowd's really helping the Hawks. They've got 4 points with 7:42 left to go in the first quarter. All right. Hey, I love talking about Village Financial Group. For whatever you are looking to do with your real estate needs, they do it all. And Spencer, the broker owner of Village Financial Group since the year 2000, family-owned, local-owned business, he is that man. Call or text Spence at 916-805-4868. That's right, 805-4868. Very creative when it comes to financing. He is a specialist. He has access to private money, and they can do a lot of things for you. So that number, again, is 916-805-4868. You can check out everything on the website at Village Financial Group. The website is bfgloans.com. That's bfgloans.com. Whether it's buying a home, selling a home, HELOC, the home equity line of credit, they got it for you. It's kind of like a white glove boutique shop experience from the start line to the finish line and everything in between. It makes sense to call Spence at 916-805-4868. Village Financial Group, looking out for your best interest. NFL Draft, top of the hour. The score in the Knicks-Hawks game with 5 minutes gone by, 7-6, New York. Wow. If you like offense, you're not liking that game. We'll be right back on Fox Sports Sacramento.
Let's face it, happens every day. And when it does, the Accident Guys are here to help. Call us, the Accident Guys, 877-888-GUYS.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do is call the Accident Guys.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. That's 800-690-8445.
building friendships, and bonding with family. It's what people experience during a day out at Golden State Shooting Center. Only moments outside of Sacramento. Golden State Shooting Center is a favorite for those who love the sport of trap, skeet, and sporting clay target shooting. It's also where the California Youth Sport Shooting Association trains and competes. New teams are being formed, and if you've got a son or daughter in high school, they can compete for college scholarships. Learn more at goldenstateshootingcenter.com or call 916-539-8544.
Are you thinking about getting out of market volatility or trying to make real money on your money in the bank? Tune into my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Again, I've got people that don't listen to what I say. I made it very clear. Thank you for your message, by the way, from the 916, that Dr. Janikowski was my journalism, law, and ethics professor. I don't know how you would get that mixed up. But thank you for your support. Thank you for your text message at 916-779-0929. That's 779-0929. The Hawks and the Knicks. So you were talking about offense, and you thought that would be the biggest adjustment that you would need to see from the Knicks, and they have been stifled so far here in the first 6 minutes of the opening quarter. They only have 9 points, all right?
That's not good.
5:36 left. 5:36 left. The New York Knicks have 9 points. Now, they're only down 4, okay? But you ready for this, Ryan?
Yeah.
They're 1 of 7 from 3 and 4 of 12 from the floor overall.
OG Anunoby, 8 shots.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. He's got 7 of the 9 points, but 3 of 8 already.
Karl Anthony Towns has only taken one shot.
Yep. By the way, the Atlanta Hawks shooting 40%. They've only taken 3 3-pointers, and they lead 13-9. CJ McCollum already with 5 points on 3 shots.
If Atlanta is going to win this game, Nickeil Alexander-Walker is going to have to have one of those games that he was having towards the end of the season where he was really taking a step forward as an excellent 1B next to Jalen Johnson. He's got to step up.
Yeah.
They got to get something from him.
This is pretty funny from the 916. Sorry, journalism and ethics teacher. I stand corrected. Was Diana Rossini in your class? No, I don't think she was. Oh, my gosh. All right, here's an interesting one. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said on a pre-draft interview with ESPN that the Mike Vrabel situation did not fall under the league's personal conduct policy and that it was a team matter. I understand that.
Yeah.
Does lying to the public fall under the NFL code of conduct policy? I'm just wondering for a head coach, or is that now permissible?
Well, the question is, did he lie to the league or lie to his team?
Yeah.
Because if you lie to your team, it's a team matter, right?
I guess. So anyway, there's your answer. There will be no league intervention here, but you made a very bold prediction. You think he will not be the coach of the New England Patriots when I come to work on Monday.
I don't think you know what? I'll walk it back to what you said, that he'll be on leave. This is going to keep snowballing. And you brought up a great point that it's not going to stop as the season goes along.
Yeah.
And then
why do you take a timeout and come out and shoot a 3 when you're already 1 of 7 like the Knicks just did and they're now 1 of 8? Have you ever heard of getting to the basket and maybe getting to the free throw line? Is that allowed?
You know, Mike Brown, spray. It's his thing.
Unbelievable. So it's 13-9 in this very, I guess, sloppy offense in this first quarter of play.
You know, Roger Goodell probably is not happy that there was also an assistant coach. I believe it was the Chiefs.
The Chiefs for domestic violence charges, allegations. Yeah, that's not good. It's been a good day for the NFL with the draft getting ready to start, huh? Hey, it takes all of us. Just remember that. It takes all of us. Oh, also remember, choose love. That's what I see when I watch an NFL game. It takes all of us and choose love. Don't forget that messaging by the National Football League. Oh, stop hate. That's also part of the NFL League's social messaging. Yes, the good old hypocrisy of the National Football League. Let's promote all of this nonsense, but have all of these problems within the walls of our own league. It's a joke. Oh, don't forget about end racism, too.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about that.
And with the latest news, the NFL will not draft a new policy. They will keep doing it.
Very well said. Very well said. By the way, the Hawks playing very well, up 17-9 over the Knicks with 3:45 left. How about the Knicks? 9 points with 3:45 left in the first quarter. How about that?
Can you imagine being in a New York bar right now?
Yeah, I could
watching
imagine.
this.
Yeah. Get me to Del Frisco's. They got a beautiful TV there. Can have my phone in New York. Yeah.
You don't want to
I'm
go.
all good.
You don't want to go to the seedy little dive bar
No.
that Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini were at.
No.
Come
I
on.
want to sit at Del Frisco's on 49th and 6th and talk to Mike and Steve, who have been there for years.
Look at you.
And hang out and talk New York sports and have a phenomenal steak. Yeah, that's what I want. And the crab cakes there were the best I've ever had anywhere. And then, yeah, get me a nice glass of Cabernet. I'm sold. I'm there for I'm going to sit there and watch all the games all night.
That's not a conducive meal to sitting and watching games all night. That's like a meal that you eat and go to bed.
No, I'm not going to bed there on 49th and 6th in New York City. That's just my prelude to the evening. It's right across the street from Radio City Music Hall.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. Very good.
And 1 block from the Major League Baseball Instant Replay Center. So I would be there a lot of times with my umpire friends that were getting ready to go to work.
Did you ever used to get like a little, for me, I'm claustrophobic. And the last time I was in New York, I don't know why, but I just looked up and the buildings are so high and everything's so close together in Manhattan. And there's so many people. I'm like, okay, this might be the claustrophobia capital of the world.
Well, especially at rush hour. I mean, you can get run over on the sidewalk if you're not walking at a proper pace. And then Grand Central Station or Penn Station at rush hour is a real trip. It really is. It's a trip.
Did you ever eat at Michael Jordan's Steakhouse there?
No.
Grand Central Station?
I have not. I didn't know he had one.
It was
I wouldn't go anyway.
Yeah, it was there the last time we were there, but no, we did not go either.
22-11, the Hawks with the lead. 2:29 left. If you're a Giants fan, give me your thoughts on their week so far, especially winning 2 of 3 from the Dodgers. Did you see enough from the Giants that has you re-energized with what has been a dreadful start for this team? How do you feel? Did you see enough, okay, that makes you think, okay, you know what? We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. It took a while, but I'm starting to see it. You got 3 very well-pitched games. I would say that. Very well. That's the one thing I can say. Your pitching was outstanding. Obviously, today, you got mowed down. You didn't get the job done, but we'll see if they can build on this. All right, again, we update you on all the scores. It is 22-13 in favor of the Atlanta Hawks with 1:52 left to go in the first quarter. I would say this about the Knicks right now. The fact that they only have 13 points with 1:52 left. They're lucky they're only down by 9.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Spot freaking on.
Yeah, so it's nothing to get too nervous about.
I just Karl Anthony Towns, 1 shot, 1 rebound, Grant. Mike Brown's going to get skewered. Skewered. He already was at times during the regular season for his use of Cat. He's treating him like just another guy.
Karl Anthony Towns has been a very, I guess, puzzling player for the Knicks this year in his usage. I want to know if I can equate it, even though we saw a lot of injuries, to the way the Kings tried to use Domantas Sabonis this year.
I think you absolutely can.
Exactly.
100%.
And why would you take players of that caliber and have their role where it's less productive for your team? Does that make sense? That makes sense to me.
Look, all training camp, we heard about the new offense, and it was going to get Domas better looks and more involved. And once the season rolled around, it looked like it was trying to get Domas less involved and less looks. And I know he was injured, but it just very, very bizarre, especially when you at least have a framework of what he does well, right? With the pick and roll, if the DHOs aren't working. Jerry Reynolds has been saying this forever, the high-low action, bring another guy up to the post with him, or to the, elbow with him. Just none of that. But Mike,
that's funny because in training camp, all I heard was we're going to make him feel us, and we're going to pick up 94 feet. And boy, our communication has been really good through training camp. And then as soon as the season began, all I heard was we're not communicating well. We need to communicate better. Blah 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 blah. But you are right. You're spot on about what they said in training camp about the offense and Sabonis. It never made sense. It makes less sense even now.
I don't know where the Knicks stand with 3-point shooting, but it feels like, at least when you experience the last year and a half of Mike Brown here in Sacramento, that the offense was hurting 3-point shooters. Yep. And you think about Cat, that's one of the first things that comes to mind, that he's a good 3-point shooter. And look at what the Knicks are doing right now.
The Knicks are 1 of 10 in the first quarter. But again, they're only down 9. It's 27-18.
Yeah,
so
you're in great position, but
yeah. So, all right, again, 916-779-0929. The NFL draft is going to begin in about 20 minutes or so. We'll be keeping you up to date on that until 6 o'clock. We'll be right back. We've got a lot going on right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
Are you or do you know a veteran or a family in need of a heating or air conditioning unit? If so, go now to dasmechanical.org and nominate yourself or someone you know to receive one, with installation being donated by our neighbors at DAS Mechanical. We all know this past year has been tough for some in our community. Nick Delancey and his DAS family want to give back, and they're excited to give back, just like this, to help out a veteran or family in need. It's very simple to enter. Go to dasmechanical.org. Click the 2026 HVAC System Donation tab and fill out a very short 6-question nomination form. That's dasmechanical.org. Click the 2026 HVAC System Donation tab and fill out the short form. DAS Mechanical, family owned and proudly serving our community for years. Nominate now at dasmechanical.org. That's dasmechanical.org.
Spring is here, so check your tires. When your vehicle needs the best, get Firestone Firehawks. They are built on years of racing heritage and are designed with the latest in tire technology. This month, save $100 on a set of 4 Firestone Firehawks. They provide the confidence and comfort you've come to expect from Firestone. Race into Express Tires, 7215 Watt Avenue, and find the set that's right for you. Whatever you drive a Firestone. Get them at Express Tires, 7215 Watt Avenue.
The Gold Country Pro Rodeo is back at the Gold Country Fairgrounds in Auburn, May 15th through 17th. Professional bull and bronc riding, racing, and roping by the top cowboys and girls. Get tickets now at GoCountryProRodeo.com. Sponsored by Auburn Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Black Bear Diner, Green Acres at Isley's, GM Environmental, Foothills Motel, and Tito's Vodka. Get your tickets now at GoCountryProRodeo.com.
A personal question. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry, single-ply toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. It's a whole lot better thanks to the wet, extra-large cleaning power of Dude Wipes. They comfortably clean up whatever toilet paper leaves behind. You can make the trade of the season, switch from toilet paper, and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude Wipes. Available at Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down.
Have you ever tried to buy gold and silver and felt like you were talking to a used car salesman? That's because the precious metals industry is like the Wild West. Salesmen can say pretty much anything or make any promise they want without repercussion. But Genesis Gold Group is different. They're a faith-driven Christian precious metals company and believe in educating their customers, not pressuring them for a quick sale. Genesis Gold Group focuses on customer service, not sleazy marketing. Genesis Gold Group is named after the first book of the Bible for a reason. Proper stewardship of wealth is their specialty. Find out why they've earned a 5 out of 5 rating through the Better Business Bureau and how they can help you secure your wealth or retirement through physical precious metals. Call right now to learn more.
800-497-8464. 800-497-8464. 800-497-8464. That's 800-497-8464.
At the Y, strength means something different. It means people of all ages being together. It means you can be swishing the game-winning shot, learning to plie in first position, jabbing, crossing, and hooking a punching bag, canoeing in the lake at summer camp, donating food for your neighbors, watching your son learn about water safety in the pool. 175 years later, there's still no place like this place. Get involved at your Y. Learn more at ymca.org.
(33-21), the Hawks in front of the most fair weather fans in the NBA. That would be the Atlanta Hawks. How about Adam Silver? Is he out of touch with reality or what? Seriously. Did you see Adam Silver's comments on Memphis? Good NBA city, but they wouldn't mind having a few games in Nashville to make it Tennessee's team. And then talked about the players. He didn't know of any players that don't like going to Memphis. Well, then you're not talking to any players, okay, if you feel that way. The players hate going to Memphis, all right? You're like, wake up. Seriously, get in touch with reality. Would you please? Get in touch with reality. Seriously.
You want me to translate it?
Yes.
We want to test that market in real time.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, they'll sell out those games in Nashville. They'll play at the home of the Nashville Predators, and they will be extremely well received.
It's going to be like the OKC,
Yes.
Oklahoma City when they took in the Hornets.
Yes.
It's going to be just like that. And once you see that compared to Memphis, the writing's on the wall. Isn't this the first step, really, Grant? If they do play games in Nashville?
I think it would be. Now, they do have training camp in Nashville, and they have done that for the last 2 years, but that's completely different.
Yes. It's not open to the public the way that NFL training camps are open.
To some, not all NFL training camps are open, but yes, that's very true.
Really?
Very true.
Which ones are not?
Oh, a lot are now not open. A lot are not open to the public. A lot.
Huh. I did not know that.
Yeah. 916-779-0929. The Hawks and the Knicks starting the second quarter. It is 35-23. A's off. They are in Texas getting ready to take on the Rangers tomorrow, who do play a game this evening. The NHL, Buffalo and Boston, no score. 2 minutes left to go in the first. You watch any hockey last night? Or
I
no?
did not. No.
Okay.
All basketball.
All right. I watched all hockey for the most part. and I was thrilled with the double overtime game in Minnesota with the Wild and the Stars. That was a great game. Double
Okay.
overtime.
So if I can only watch one hockey game tonight, which way are you sending me?
One hockey game tonight. I'm probably going to tell you to watch. Well, I'd be telling you to watch the game that's on right now, Buffalo, Boston, but you can't do that. So the Colorado LA Kings game.
Okay.
LA at home, they got to win. They're down 2-0.
So, okay, my friends are not happy with me, my clone friends, because they put together a NHL Stanley Cup bracket, basically like March Madness to do.
Yep.
I'm so out of touch with hockey. If I'm tuning in right now, who is supposed to win the cup? Who could win
Colorado
the cup?
should win the cup. They would be the favorites based on their regular season, but that's what's the beauty of the NHL. There's not a big difference between the number 1 seed and the 8th seed. There's not a big difference between like it all has to do with goal. A lot has to do with goaltending. The teams are bunched up in the standings anyway. You don't have any teams in the playoffs like the Warriors with their poor record. Like you don't have that in the NHL. So quite frankly, I don't know, but I would say based on the regular season, Colorado would be right there at the top of the list.
Okay, so who's playing the best and worst hockey right now in the playoffs?
Based on just 2 games?
Yeah, based off the first couple games.
Philadelphia probably.
Best?
They're up 3-0 on the Pittsburgh Penguins. I hate to say that because I hate Philadelphia, but you asked me, I got to do my job. I would probably say them. Colorado's up 2-0 on the LA Kings. So, but I would say Philly right now, but I don't see them winning the cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you put
right
Vegas?
now,
What do you put Vegas's odds at right now in your guess?
Oh, I would say 65-35, maybe 60-40, just because of the balance. You know, they're playing against a team in Utah who won the game the other night. They're a very fast. I'll tell you, it's the equivalent of what we're watching in Atlanta and New York. We talk about matchups. The Utah team is much younger, and they have skaters that are very fast. Matter of fact, that's what created the winning goal in Game 2. It's not an ideal matchup for them based on Utah's youth and team speed.
Okay. So here are the current odds to win the cup.
Okay.
Colorado plus 245, Carolina plus 330, Tampa plus 650, Dallas plus 850. Then you go Vegas at 950, Edmonton plus 1200, Buffalo plus 1400, Ottawa plus 2800. Then we'll jump all the way to the longest odds, which are the Kings at plus 18,000 and Pittsburgh at plus 19,000.
The problem that I have with Edmonton, their goaltending, I just don't see that being good enough. And the Colorado Avalanche, the thing they have going against them, they won the President's Trophy, the most points during the regular season, and those teams rarely win the cup. But they are, in my opinion, they're the best team in the NHL this year.
Okay.
Tampa has, they have tremendous players. They have tremendous goaltending. Cooper's a great coach. They've got the history there. They're always a tough out.
So does the cup stay in America this year again?
Yes. The only team that I could realistically see doing it would be Montreal. They had a good year. What's Montreal?
Montreal is plus 3,500.
Yeah. So you got to, if you bet 1,000, how much would you win?
If you bet,
if they win the cup,
if you bet 100, you would get 3,000.
Okay, that's pretty good odds.
Yeah, it's really good odds.
Yeah. Somebody asked me about what would the atmosphere be like in Montreal tonight. I've never been to a game in Montreal, but somebody was talking about, you know, when Montreal goes to Toronto, the hockey crowd in Toronto is the most quiet. I've been to several Leafs games, and they sell out. It's such a different hockey crowd than America. It was hard. I couldn't believe it the first time I went to a hockey game there, and then I went to many more. Their crowd is nothing like an American crowd for hockey. The Raptors games are much more vocal and loud, and just I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the tradition of hockey up there. I don't know.
Is
What's
it
that?
two separate fan bases per se?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is two separate fan bases completely. But I was just shocked at how quiet the hockey crowd in Toronto was. And again, it's somebody that I've been to probably in my life up there 7, 8 games and sold out. But the atmosphere was like, wow, very quiet, very different.
You need to
Very
get your buddy Bella B to kick those fans in the rear, get them into gear, huh?
Get them to be like Calgary.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, big Calgary fan. Granted, I miss it on the NBA fine of Devin Booker. Normally, the NBA is quick to fine a player or coach who speaks against the refs. I haven't seen anything as of yet.
You know, we did not bring this up. Matt Ishbia, I meant to bring this up earlier, put a very strong statement out. Talk about a guy that got hammered his first couple years as an
the owner of the Suns came out with a strong social media message.
100% behind Devin Booker here. Last night was not a good look for our league. Let me be clear. We didn't lose because of the officiating, but that does not make last night any less important. If the referees are going to demand respect from the players, as they should, then the players should demand respect from the referees. When a referee is missing calls and clearly disrespecting the players, that's the strong word to me, disrespecting. The players, almost mocking them, they must be held accountable. Nobody who loves this game enjoyed watching that last night. They want to see the players compete at the highest level. The league needs to be far more aggressive about this kind of thing. All players and all fans deserve it.
I'm very happy that in his comment he said, "But we did not lose the game because of the officials." That I do like that part of the statement. And I'll tell you, it's very unusual for an owner to come out with that type of a statement, and he will be fined big time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
But he obviously has a little bit of money. It's probably not going to hurt him. Not probably, it won't. But you know what, Ryan? Those were strong comments. But I am glad he said we didn't lose the game because of the officiating.
That's an owner that you want to have on your side.
Yes.
Both as a player and as a fan. Honestly, you know, he's basically saying, come after me, you know, find me the most out of those people. And to the players, it's a rallying call.
You know, the nice thing is you have an owner in Sacramento who's more concerned about showing all of the famous people that he's friends with to make a video to get Roger Craig into the Football Hall of Fame.
Oh.
That's what you get in Sacramento. Or you get sitting next to a famous rapper who at the end of the game is celebrating with a player on the other team that just beat you, and you're laughing and think it's great. That's the type of owner you have in Sacramento. A little bit of a difference. Huh?
Yeah, and don't forget, you know, making the video congratulating Roger Craig on his Hall of Fame election and then thanking all of his friends who made the video.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Hey, look, this city, in my opinion, their patience is going to run thinner, quicker, the longer this owner does not face them or address them in some manner. It's got to happen.
In what form does it need to happen?
It can be as simple as being present at a normal press conference in which a owner usually appears. It can be a letter to the fan base. You can't ignore the fan base and sit smack center court with celebrities at games when this team's in turmoil.
He has babysitters around him, and the reality is, and I know this firsthand, he has babysitters that basically coach him and interviews. It's embarrassing that a guy of that stature, who, let's face it, he's very educated, all right? Like, I mean, he's very educated. All you have to do is look at his resume. He's not stupid. He may be naive, but he's not stupid. He may not have a true understanding of professional sports, which he doesn't, but he's not stupid. He's a very bright man. But it's hard to believe that a man of that stature has to have babysitters around him, that has to be coached on every single aspect of being out in public and speaking. I mean, seriously, it's unbelievable.
Grant, being smart and common sense aren't mutually exclusive.
No, you're right. Yeah. Grant's Rant is coming up next. Yes, we're already through 2 hours of the show. Update you on the Knicks and the Hawks. The final hour of the show straight ahead. Fox Sports, Sacramento.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. That's 800-690-8445.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. For most programs, 2 solid seasons would be enough to earn trust. For Alabama football, it earns more questions than answers. Kalen DeBoer has been good, not great in Tuscaloosa, but that won't cut it, not for a long period of time. But Alabama handed him a 7-year, $87 million extension yesterday that, on the surface, screams commitment. In reality, it says something else, because in modern college football, contracts rarely mean a long-term backing. They're placeholders, financial markers more than guarantees. With booster money flowing, expectations high, buyouts have become part of the business. Just look around. Jimbo Fisher walked away from A&M with $76 million. Brian Kelly paid $56 million to leave LSU. James Franklin, nearly $50 million to part ways with Penn State. So while DeBoer's deal looks like a vote of confidence, it's a reflection of the system. Big numbers, big expectations, and the flexibility if things go sideways. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. When money's tight and you're behind, it can be tough to play catch-up. But Liberty Mutual can help you make a comeback, a fourth-quarter go-ahead drive, if you will. Liberty Mutual is clutch by customizing your car and home insurance to save you money, especially when you bundle. It's insurance built for real people with a team that works hard to help keep more of what matters most in your pocket, money. Liberty, 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 liberty. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local independent agent, libertymutual.com. 2 words, prostate exam. Relax. Screening starts with a simple finger-free blood test. Around 1 in 8 men in the United States will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. Prostate cancer can have over a 99% 5-year relative survival rate when caught at a localized or regional stage. If you're 40 or over and have a prostate, visit relaxitsabloodtest.com to see if a PSA blood test is right for you. Talk to your doctor about screening and the next steps. Sponsored by...
Tell your friends. Grant's back. Grant Napear is back on the Sacramento airwaves right here. KSAC 890 AM Olivehurst. K284CM 104.7 FM Sacramento.
It's time for Grant.
All right. Well, we've got the NFL draft beginning right now in Pittsburgh. And yet, while that draft is getting ready to begin, Mike Vrabel is currently having a press conference and is talking about his decision as it relates to counseling and the reported affair between him and Diana Russini from The Athletic. She obviously has resigned from that position. And during the press conference, it was now noticed by several people on social media that she has deactivated. She is no longer on X. Now, by the standards of X, she could then reactivate it within 30 days. If not, it's gone forever. But she has deleted her account, all right, on X. Diana Russini and Mike Vrabel have handled this, as has the New England Patriots, about as poorly as you can. You're not going to have Vrabel at the Saturday draft, day 3, because of counseling. What an embarrassment. Don't insult my intelligence with that absurdity. It's the 3rd week of April. Really? Or the last week of April. And you can't either start or continue your counseling on Monday. You got to be there on Saturday. Seriously? I mean, what a joke. The NFL is a joke with this stuff. I shouldn't really say the NFL. Let me backtrack. The Patriots. It's embarrassing. Seriously. And Diana Russini, you're a disgrace. You're a disgrace. The way you've handled yourself throughout this ordeal. Disgraceful. Mike Vrabel, you're not any better. This story is so unfortunate that as the NFL draft begins in Pittsburgh, we're talking about Mike Vrabel and the fact that he's not going to be at the draft and the New England Patriots headquarters on Saturday because he's going to be in counseling. What an embarrassment. And by the way, I'm not disparaging or speaking down on counseling. That's not the point of my rant. It's the timing of it. Really, you can't do it on Sunday or Monday. You've got to do it on Saturday, and you got to make everyone know, oh, gee, my family comes first. My character comes first. So I won't be at the draft on Saturday because I will be in counseling. What an embarrassment. I mean, it's embarrassing. Too bad I don't get paid for every time I use the word embarrassing when it comes to pro sports in this day and age. That's my rant for today. How about the Hawks? 56-38. Ryan, how's that offense of the Knicks working out for you?
Not too good. Not very well at all. Told you. That is the adjustment. 56 is not a ton of points.
Well, but there's still 3:29 left to go, so that could end up being 70. That would be a ton of points.
True. You know,
I mean, there's 3:15. There's 3 minutes left. You're right. It's not a ton of points, but we got 3 minutes left to go.
The irony of Mike Vrabel walking to the podium and taking questions while the commissioner of the NFL is walking on the stage.
What
the
is
NFL
wrong
draft
with that? How could that be, Ryan? Seriously.
Exactly.
How could that possibly be? No one's. I mean, Ryan, isn't Mike Vrabel dominating the NFL news at this very moment?
Grant, there was over 1 million people watching, still watching on X.
Like, who's in charge of the timing here? Is this Robert Kraft shoving it up the you-know-what of the NFL? What is this? How could that possibly happen? How could you have Mike Vrabel speaking live to the media at the start of the NFL draft? Like, how can that happen, Ryan? Seriously, how can it happen?
It's the Patriots saying in the Patriots' flawed decision-making and way of handling this situation, what they're probably trying to get across, Grant, is that this is just as important as what we're going to do today, tomorrow, and on Saturday without Mike Vrabel. As that's literally what they're saying. They're putting it on the same level. They're telling our fans, our head coach is talking to you right now instead of preparing right now for the first team that's going to be on the clock. That's where they would be 99% of the time. And again, for the Patriots to put the shield of counseling up.
Wow.
To use that shield.
Unbelievable.
To protect Mike Vrabel and to basically say he's making himself better and he's going to miss a day of the draft for counseling. Like, how ignorant do the Patriots think people are? How many people out there attend counseling? How many people attend counseling that's not inpatient for an entire day? I would like to hear from you because there's not that many that do that, Grant. It's embarrassing. It's wrong. It's disrespectful. Just on a basic human level.
And that's Grant's Rant, brought to you today by Rhino of Sacktown.
It's garbage.
It is absolutely well said by you. I like your animation. I like your energy. I love that. See, it's been a while. I'm rubbing off on you. Good job, Ryan. You're spot on. You're freaking spot on. What an embarrassment for the Patriots and that whole organization. Embarrassing. Seriously. And as I'm watching the NFL draft, this is embarrassing. You know, is this the NFL draft or is this the Pittsburgh Steelers draft? Seriously? I mean, I got to spend the first 10 minutes bringing all the great Steelers out onto the stage. I get it because the Raiders are officially on the clock, but Terry Bradshaw's out there, Lynn Swann's out there, and a host of others. Meanwhile, you got Mike Vrabel talking to, what did you say the audience on X was about?
I missed, well, it went up and down. It was just now at about 140,000.
Okay. But still. But you know what's happening? While everything that's being said is being documented and then flooded on social media away from the NFL draft.
Unreal.
It is. Hey, by the way, I wanted to let you know, this is unexpected news. The NBA has just upgraded the injury reports. Austin Reeves is now questionable for the Game 3 game in Houston. I'm surprised by that. I didn't expect that.
Do you worry about Austin throwing off the vibe of what they've got going right now?
No.
Okay.
No. I think they're shorthanded. They need that. Fernando Mendoza, by the way, and we're going around here, is at home. We mentioned he is not at the NFL draft. He is home with family and friends in Coral Gables, Florida.
I laughed earlier in the show when you said, or somebody texted in and said Diana Russini's PR team must be advising the Patriots.
It's true.
Because it's worse than Diana Russini's PR team advising the Patriots. You just spit in the face of the commissioner and 29 other teams. Yep. You and your problems that now have bled into football are more important than the one day that brings all 30 franchises together.
Freaking believable.
Like, you can't make this up. This is better than WWE. Holy
can we
crap.
go a day without a WWE
I'm just saying, the storylines. You can't make it up.
You and the WWE. No, you're right, though.
Man.
Hey, you're a piece of work with that WWE, but you're spot on, man. You're spot on. Oh.
Goodness.
What a circus, huh?
What a
And how
circus.
about Diana Russini no longer on X? Deleting her account. Now, she has 30 days to reactivate that. But how about that? During Mike Vrabel's press conference, she deactivates her account. How about that? But she didn't do anything wrong, by the way. You know that, right?
She's
done. You heard her. She was with her friends.
She's done.
On her resignation from The Athletic, she only resigned for the reasons that had nothing to do with improper relations with the head football coach of the New England Patriots. Not even to mention that she is married. She's unhireable.
Grant, everybody deserves a second chance.
I agree.
But
I agree.
she does not deserve one in the NFL reporting on
No.
its news.
No, she can go work and cover the news beat down at City Council, okay? That's what she can do. She's never working again in the NFL. Never.
Isn't that the most frustrating part about this? You just say, you know what? Yeah, we're having an affair. We're having an affair.
Yep.
Yeah, you're going to dominate the headlines for 24 to 48 hours, but the two of you are on the same page. People will accept the honesty. They might not like it, but they'll accept it and ultimately respect it.
Bold prediction of the 5 o'clock hour. In 2 years, Mike Vrabel and Diana Russini will be married. In 2 years. Did I say 2 hours? 2 years.
If he's not the coach of the Pats.
Well, if they've been together for at least 6 years, which has now been documented through photos, according to Page 6 and some things that TMZ is reporting. This has been an ongoing, long-term relationship. They're both married, but I can't imagine those marriages lasting.
And by the way, she had a child in 2021, and the child's name is Michael.
Unbelievable. How about that? All right, I'm not even going to go with where I want to go with that news as it relates to DNA and everything else. So I'll let someone else go there.
Well, it's just...
well, no, I'm just saying that we just received pictures of them being very intimate at a bar, apparently from 2020. When was the baby born?
2021.
Okay. I'm just putting it out there. Because you know where this story is going next, right? You
That's
know it
what
and
I'm
I know
saying.
it.
That's
Yes.
exactly what I'm...
Yes.
When I say this is only going to continue snowballing, I just don't see how Mike Vrabel is going to get through this. Now, especially with that press conference that they just held. He didn't say anything new, really. He said the two most important things in my life are football and family.
Then why have the press conference?
Spot
Why
on.
have it?
There was
Why
no
have it?
reason to.
That's exactly right. By the way, the Knicks, while we were doing all of this, have come right back into the game, and it's 58-50. They ended up the second quarter on a big run. How huge is that? By the way, Roger Goodell is walking to the podium to announce the first pick of the Raiders, and it will clearly be Fernando Mendoza. It's official. Fernando Mendoza in a dapper suit with a Raiders hat and his family in Coral Gables, Florida. The number one pick in the draft. Your newest member of the Las Vegas Raiders.
You know that you couldn't even bet on that?
Is that right? Off the board?
It's off the board.
Wow.
You could take a long shot that it would be somebody else.
Okay.
But yeah. Good for the Raiders. This is going to be their franchise quarterback, they hope, right?
Yeah.
He's a different type of quarterback that I don't think that they've had in that system for a while.
Yeah.
You've got him under what I think is a perfect player in Kirk Cousins, who seems to be very like-minded as him, and there's no rush to get him on the field. If you're a Raiders fan, you should be excited.
I think we are about 10 minutes away from the draft beginning to 15 minutes. That will be when the Jets and the Cardinals are off the board and the Tennessee Titans are getting ready to make a selection, whether they go Jeremiah Love or they go in a different direction. That's when this draft is going to get very interesting.
Yeah, Chase Napier. He's going to be all over that, huh?
Oh, yes. Yes, he will be. I won't even bother him tonight. He'll be working, doing the sports show after the 6 p.m. news, which he has already done. He's doing it right now, actually.
Yeah, Nashville, you better watch out if the Giants have a good draft. You're going to get scorched again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No question about that.
Just saying.
Yes. 916-779-0929. Again, they are at the half. That second quarter for the Knicks may have saved their season. Seriously. 58-50. They really had a strong run. They were down, 19 when we were talking, and they went on a big run. Cavaliers and Raptors have started their game in Toronto. Cavs with an early 2-point lead. And, of course, they have won both games. So pretty much must-win game for the Toronto Raptors tonight. And then coming up at 6:30 tonight, Nuggets and the Timberwolves. Speaking of the 6 o'clock hour, we will replay hour number 1 from today. So if you missed the first hour of the show, you can listen to it again coming up at 6 o'clock. Right now, the New York Jets, as we mentioned, are on the clock. And I got to wonder, is this it for Aaron Glenn? All right. Is this it for Glenn if the Jets flame out again this year? You know, they fired, I think, almost every coach that Aaron Glenn had hired just a year ago. The Jets have made no progress. They have made terrible decisions at the quarterback position. And right now, they are on the clock with the second overall pick.
How does that work? If you hire your coaches and then you fire your coaches?
It's a bad look, boy. When it's your first job as an NFL head coach, that's a bad look.
Do you get the autonomy to hire the new coaches? Or
I would think you do, but I mean, who else is going to do it? The general manager?
Well, I just wonder because obviously there's a push for change and he wants to keep his job. So he's going to get rid of them. I wonder if somebody else has some say in that.
The Jets pick is in. All signs look like it's going to be the edge rusher, David Bailey, that will go number 2. He is in attendance in Pittsburgh. So at least you'll have an individual walk across the stage if he's selected. Look at you, man. Got the sound effects. You got everything.
I got your back, buddy.
Yeah. Somebody on the text line said Dave Portnoy predicted that they will get divorced and end up together. I didn't see that, but it wouldn't surprise me. I do think they will definitely get divorced, but that's up to them. It's not my life.
But it is our story to cover now because it's crossed over into football. And
yes,
New England allowed it to cross over into football.
Very well said. Very well said. So the Jets pick is in. We are waiting for the commissioner to work his way to the podium. And then the Arizona Cardinals will be on the clock after that. The Jets fans in attendance, they're used to being shown early in the draft on TV.
I'll tell you what, this Roger Goodell is going to be fuming. There, compared to the past drafts that they've had, there is nobody at this draft. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people, but nothing compared to the past couple drafts.
All right, so Goodell is at the podium. No tie, by the way. Casual look, sport coat, button-down shirt. The Jets select, with the second overall pick, David Bailey, the edge rusher, out of Texas Tech.
Chalk.
Yeah, and he will walk out of the green room with his shades on, tuxedo, looking dapper, and he's going to work his way out onto the stage to say hello to Roger Goodell. So at least you got a player there. That's good.
Yep, there you go, Big Al. You know what's great? That we don't have to deal with the people that are reporting who's picked like 20 seconds before the picks actually get announced. That used to be so annoying.
It's very annoying. You know who used to do that all the time was Adrian Wojnarowski with the NBA.
Correct. I think it's the Woj rule that they instituted.
Is that right?
I think so. They're on a delay. I want to. They did something with the timing, so it couldn't happen.
Oh. So the Cardinals are on the clock.
Here it is.
And then I think this is when the draft gets really interesting,
Okay.
assuming they don't surprise everybody and take Jeremiah Love.
Okay, bold question. Jeremiah Love, is he in a Giants uniform? If he's available? No.
If he is available, wow. I'm probably going to say yes, based on John Harbaugh as the coach. I know he's a defensive coach, but probably. What about you?
I was listening to Daniel Jeremiah earlier today, who is extremely plugged in with this stuff. He said that the Giants are looking to go all in and build around Jackson Dart. And I know you have sources within the Giants.
Yep.
And you talk to people. I do not, but I can see that. I believe that because you believe to have a proven quantity in Dart if he can stay on the field. So, yes, you take Jordan.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so then if that's the case, that would mean you would take Jordan Love, and then at number 10, you would take the second best wide receiver in the draft because the best wide receiver in the draft will be off the board by then.
That's right.
And I don't like that. I think defensively they need help. And I know you can't draft everyone at once, and it's not a one-day process, or a one-year process. I'm not crazy about that.
Well, we've got Arizona on the clock.
All right, let me ask you then. Let me back up. You asked me a question. Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Is Jordan Love going to be available?
I don't think he will. I think Tennessee's going to grab him.
Because don't you want to have the same philosophy in Tennessee that you would have in New York, build
Certainly.
around your young quarterback?
Yep, 100%. All right, let's take the break. We'll have the Cardinals pick on the other side.
All right, this is Fox Sports Sacramento.
Are you thinking about getting out of market volatility or trying to make real money on your money in the bank? Tune into my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Sunday mornings at 7 on Fox Sports Radio Sacramento.
Let me get personal here. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry single-ply toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. It gets a lot better than that. Right, Todd? Wouldn't you say that Dude Wipes gets a whole lot better?
Much better.
Thank you. So no matter the size of your mess from top to bottom, Dudes has you covered, confidently covered. They comfortably clean up what TP leaves behind for no more maintenance wipes. No way. Irritation, not a chance. Time to make the trade of the season and switch from toilet paper to wet, extra large Dude Wipes and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude Wipes. Made from 99% water and plant-sourced fibers, coming in a variety of scents and sensations like mint chill and shea butter to protect your end zone. Join the movement for cleaner movements and live in a skid-free zone. Available at Amazon and major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down. 2 words, prostate exam. Relax. Screening starts with a simple finger-free blood test. Around 1 in 8 men in the United States will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. Prostate cancer can have over a 99% 5-year relative survival rate when caught at a localized or regional stage. If you're 40 or over and have a prostate, visit relaxitsabloodtest.com to see if a PSA blood test is right for you. Talk to your doctor about screening and the next steps. Sponsored by Novartis.
If you've been waiting to buy a home, then you must be prepared to act soon for what's about to happen in the real estate market. The expected Fed rate cuts will renew the housing market demand. Buyers, like you, will flood the market. Bidding wars will happen. Homes will sell quickly. You need to get your ducks in a row, and the best way to start is with an experienced broker to represent you. Village Financial's Spencer Grimenstein is that broker. Spencer's white glove service, boutique experience, one-stop shop method makes it so easy. Spencer will navigate you through the process from start to finish. He has extensive home listings to choose from throughout Northern California. His 30-year mortgage brokering experience will get you the best rates. He also has access to private money to help you expedite getting your offer accepted and closed. And don't forget that it makes sense to call Spence. Call now to schedule a free home buying consultation. 916-805-4868. 916-805-4868 or visit Spencer's Village Financial website at bfgloans.com.
Homeowners, for any electrical project you need done, trust the good dudes at Gabroods. Locally owned, 5-star service experts, always transparent prices and solutions. Say goodbye to your electrical issues. Call Gabroods or visit Gabroods.com. G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Mendoza 1, Bailey 2. The Arizona Cardinals have their pick in. They are expected to go edge rusher here with Reese. That's what most mock drafts have, most of the people that cover the NFL draft, and we're going to find out here in about 10 seconds. Again, the draft is being held in Pittsburgh. So the Cardinals, with the 3rd overall pick in the NFL draft, and they select, wow, Jeremiah Love. He's off the board. He's not going to Tennessee, and he's not going to the Giants. So there it is. The draft has started with Jeremiah Love going to the Arizona Cardinals. A little bit of a surprise there.
That tells you how valued he is.
Yep.
Because they needed that edge rusher bad.
Now Tennessee, I wonder if they had Love on their board, what do they do here? Do they go and take the next best defensive player available? And that sets up, see, to me now, the Giants are going to go defense.
You're going
here
defense,
at
yeah,
number 5.
for sure.
Yeah.
You might even be looking at a player that you didn't think was going to be there.
That's correct. All right. You've got Styles, you've got Reese, you've got the safety Downs you got a lot of choices here.
I think Downs is going to be a Giant. I really do.
I would love that. That would make me very happy. And then at number 10, you go with the second best wide receiver in the draft. So Jeremiah Love. I got to tell you, I really thought they were going defense, and that's what everyone had projected. And Jeremiah Love, a lot of people feel he's the best prospect in the draft, now goes to the Arizona Cardinals.
Dynamic.
He's there, by the way, at the draft.
Yeah, I just saw Marcus Freeman give him a hug. You know what? Notre Dame, you're off the hook.
Yeah.
The Patriots have officially handled something worse than you did. How about that? Good job. Only took about 6 months.
How about that, huh?
Good job by you, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Take our ball and go home.
49ers fans will be seeing him twice a year.
I'll tell you what, I don't like that he's in the division. He fits well in the division. I don't like it, though.
I understand. Seattle will be seeing him. You're a Seahawks fan. You'll be seeing him twice a year. So, yeah, comes out and gives a hug to the commissioner.
What about the quarterback position?
The what position?
The quarterback position in Arizona.
Yeah, it's not stable.
That's what makes the Love pick so interesting. So that makes me think, okay, maybe they're not going to be in a rush to get a big name or somebody that's an established starter at the quarterback position.
Well, he's no longer on the board. He is a member of the Arizona Cardinals, and now Tennessee is on the clock, followed by the Giants and the Browns. There's been a lot of reports that the Browns may trade down, but they haven't done so as of yet. NBA playoffs going on at the break, 58-50. The Hawks over the Knicks, and the Raptors lead the Cavaliers with 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter, 21-17.
I can't wait to tune in to Chase's broadcast if I can catch it or get a piece of it.
Yeah, I'll try to get a piece of it.
Because Titans fan is going to be bent. I think they were very in on Jeremiah Love.
Yeah. The Titans pick is in, by the way. So they'll wait because Jeremiah Love's being introduced and interviewed on network television.
What did you say? Did you say the pick was in?
The pick is in. Yes.
There we go.
Nice job by you.
Hey, people tuning in to check out the draft party with Napes and Rhino. Let's go.
Yeah.
Fox Sports Radio.
Boy, I hope the Giants don't take wide receiver at number 5. Please don't. Go defense, go defense, go defense. Go defense.
It's kind of fun to watch you and get to be a part of your draft day experience right now. Look at it. This is unique for everybody listening and watching on YouTube. You're getting raw Napes here. You're getting fan Napes.
Yeah, I'm happy to just go defense. Go defense. Somebody said on the 916, these are going to be 2 very ugly, expensive divorces. Could very well be.
Yeah.
So the Titans, Robert Saleh, head coach, Brian Dable, offensive coordinator, second-year quarterback, and Cam Ward, a new stadium that's going to be open for the start of next season. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of momentum. and a lot of excitement in Nashville as it relates to the Tennessee Titans with Robert Saleh after a failed, and I can't put it all on Saleh. I thought he was in an inept, dysfunctional franchise. I think he's in a much more of a solid footing in Nashville, and I could see this team being pretty good in the very near future. I really could.
Does defense move the needle here? Opening a new stadium with a first round
What
pick?
moves the needle is winning.
Right, but a Jeremiah Love coming in, I think, excites the fan base.
I would agree with that. Yep.
More than a defensive piece.
Yeah.
I hope they didn't start printing those jerseys too early.
I would hope not. All right, here comes Goodell with the pick in for the Tennessee Titans. I can't imagine them not going defense here with Reese.
What
or
if they
Skiles.
go? What if they go Caleb Downs?
They could go Caleb Downs. No, they got Carnell Tate, Ohio State wide receiver.
Wow.
Well, you know what? You got Cam Ward, and he's off the board. So I'm going to tell you right now, to me, the Giants will 100% go with the defensive player. And I got to tell you now, with Reese on the board at 5, which nobody thought he would be, I think that's where you have to go as an edge rusher.
So you put Reese on one side and last year's number 1 pick on the other side?
Yep. We get the Miss Conservative checking in, and I'm so happy I missed a show that is talking about somebody's dirty laundry. Well, you're probably not listening to anybody anywhere in the country if that bothers you, because that's the only thing that's been talked about today. So if you don't think that's a story, you're delusional, and I don't know what else to say.
And we're not talking about their dirty laundry. We're talking about the effect now that it is crossed over into football.
That's correct. That's what we're talking about.
Being a distraction.
We do appreciate your support and you listening to the show every day. So thank you. But I mean, you're not dealing with reality, and your own personal, I guess, standards, which everyone is entitled to and should have, is affecting your judgment on what's newsworthy and what's not. You need to step outside your little box and look at what is not dirty laundry, but how it affects the operation of the National Football League's New England Patriots, okay? And to a degree, the Athletic and the improper journalistic standards that were going on in their publication. Those are the stories. We don't care about, I'm sorry, when I say we don't care, I'm talking about this in a very general way. I don't care about their marriages. It doesn't affect me. That's their life.
And
okay? I don't wish it upon them, but I don't care about it.
And don't forget about what just happened, which might be the biggest headline of all. Vrabel and the Patriots holding a press conference that begins precisely at the time that the festivities and the commissioner hits the stage at the NFL draft.
Yep. By the way, when you pick a receiver at number 5, if you think why, well, you got Cam Ward. You look at like the Jamar Chases of the world, right? And Malik Neighbors before he got hurt.
Yeah.
If you can get an impact wide receiver, that will excite the fans in Nashville.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But Tate was,
he's the first receiver on the board. I mean, he's big time.
Yeah, he is big time.
He's not not just like another guy.
No, you're 100% right. He can change a game in the, hold on, mine's not as good as yours, but in the your fingers, right? I mean,
I'll have to help you on that.
Yeah, well, mine's just isn't as snappy as yours. Mine's more bass.
Yeah, yours is not very good.
Really?
That's
What
not
would you grade it?
6 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, it is kind of wimpy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it just went down to a 5.
Better stop while I'm ahead.
69-54, the Hawks now with the 15-point lead, 2 minutes into the third quarter. Giants pick is in, by the way.
Oh, let's cue. They give these teams way too much time, by the way. What do they get? 8 minutes?
Yeah, they do give it a little. It used to be longer, so it's a little bit better now. All right, so what are the Giants going to do here?
I think they're going to take Caleb Downs.
Okay. I think now you're going to have quite a choice at also number 10.
Right.
With both Tate and Love off the board. So this is going to be very interesting.
I wonder
to see how the because a lot of people think the Browns are going to make a trade here at number 6.
I wonder if one of the 2 defensive players that have fallen besides Downs will still be there at 10.
Well, it could be Sonny Skiles. He could be available. And if he's available at 10, I'm taking him and I'm picking him up at the airport.
It's a long drive from Sacramento.
I'm picking him up at the airport. I can fly to the airport in New York, where he would fly into the private airport at Teterboro, and I'd be more than happy to get a tuxedo and a chauffeur's hat, rent a nice, beautiful limousine. I'd be more than happy to pick him up.
Tuxedo and a chauffeur? No. What you need to do is you need to find the owner of that car, that stock car.
Yeah.
You need to get that outfit back on, bust out the aviators, put one leg in the car, and hit the road.
Yeah. What do you think about that, huh?
That was great.
Yeah.
So good.
I could do that. Absolutely. And as soon as the Giants make their pick, we'll take a break. Their pick is in. And then following that, Cleveland. Then actually, I take that back. They already made their trade. I beg your pardon. Kansas City made that trade with Cleveland. I apologize. They are at number 6. Yes, they made a pick. They just made it. They made a trade, and Kansas City is at 6, and Washington is at 7. Yes.
What is Kansas City after? What's their principal need?
I think they have several needs, and I think offensive line is near the top of the list right now.
This is so reverse. Usually you would have seen an offensive lineman already off the board.
Yep.
Instead, you got a running back and a wide receiver.
So, again, Kansas City has made the trade with Cleveland, and that now moves them right behind the Giants at number 6. So the Chiefs, coming off a 6-11 season, are going to be right after the New York Giants, who are on the clock at number 5. And as soon as the Giants make the pick, we'll take the break, and then we'll come back and wrap up the show. And don't forget, if you missed hour number 1, it will be on at 6 o'clock. 69-56, the Hawks over the Knicks. 8 minutes left in the third. Raptors over the Cavaliers, 31-25. 45 seconds left in the first quarter of that game. You know, these things are always so, on the clock. The time expires, no problem. Got to go to a commercial. Got to get all the nonsense in.
Poor Napes. Poor Napes.
Hey, I don't get too wrapped up on who they pick and who they don't, because I'll let you know in 3 years, right? Eric Flowers, what a great pick.
Yeah.
Oh, Evan Neal, what a great pick. Kevon Thibodeau, what a great pick. No.
But isn't it your first glimpse into what they're thinking strategy-wise?
Well, yeah, but I mean, again, as Roger Goodell is announcing the pick of the Giants, the reality is I'm not going to know how this player is going to do for a while yet. I just hope they're a starter and not a bust like they've had in past drafts.
Will Ohio State go back-to-back?
A lot of people thought Ohio State would have 4 top 10 picks for sure. They already have one.
Just glad I don't have to look at Ryan Day. He scares me.
Yeah?
Yes.
Scares you?
Yes. His face looks like a doll.
Okay. Can you make the freaking pick, for crying out loud? All right? I'm sitting out here. I'm waiting to go to commercial. I'm in Sacramento. Give me the pick, Roger. Stop with the nonsense. Stop with all the... Give me a pick, would you please? I mean, how hard is this? Let me know who the pick is. Ridiculous. I got to have fans making the selection now. All right. There we go. Vrabel-Russini,
All
linebacker,
right.
Ohio State, who a lot of people thought would go 2 or 3. I don't think you can pass on defense. Giants fans are pumped up. There you have it. We'll take a break. We'll come back on the playoff-bound New York Football Giants right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. That's 800-690-8445.
Jackson Rancheria.
Let's go.
Jackson. We're giving away life-changing cash at Jackson. Spin the super prize wheel, and you can win up to $1 million. Fridays and Saturdays, 5 to 10 p.m. Sundays, 2 to 7 p.m. Jackson Rancheria.
Let's go.
Buckle up, because we're also giving away an RV this Memorial Day. Earn entries now playing your favorite games, and be here 8 p.m. for your chance to win. Let's go.
Let's go.
You know the songs, you know the sound. Now you can hear them live at Jackson. Eagles tribute band One of These Nights is live June 13th. And our tribute series is packed with iconic rock, Journey Revisited, Skynyrd and Friends, CCR, and more.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's rock. The music and the wins are waiting at Jackson. Jackson, 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 Rancheria. Let's go.
Investors, keep listening to learn how to get your free gold report. A currency crisis is upon us. The U.S. dollar has been the world's reserve currency for over 50 years, but that is changing. It's time to protect your retirement. Decades of reckless borrowing and spending have critically weakened the dollar. The U.S. has become the world's biggest debtor with over $35 trillion in debt. Plus, the dollar's become weaponized. Countries are dumping it. Investors who wait until it's too late could lose big. There is one safe haven: gold. Diversify your portfolio with a physical asset they can't take away. Call the Reagan Gold Group right now and ask for your free gold guide. Here's our number:
800-941-4184. 800-941-4184. 800-941-4184. That's 800-941-4184.
I am dedicated. I am TNT.
With Team in Training, you will reach your best physical self so blood cancer patients can reach theirs. Change your life by joining a marathon, half marathon, triathlon, or a cycle event, and you'll change the lives of blood cancer patients.
I am committed. I am TNT.
After 600,000 participants and almost $1 billion raised for treatments, TNT has helped the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society make a significant impact in the advancement of blood cancer therapies that save lives every day.
I am making a difference. I am TNT.
Join TNT. Expand your circle of friends to be part of a very special community. Train with world-class trainers and have the chance to be part of the most exciting endurance sports events in the country. Or train on your own schedule with TNT Flex. Join TNT and fundraise while you train, and take part in getting us all closer to a world without blood cancers.
Join TNT now. Go to teamintraining.org.
So the Chiefs are on the clock. They give up a 9th overall pick this year, a 3rd round pick this year, and a 5th round pick. Boy, they gave up a lot to move up, which would tell me they're probably not going offensive line here. That's a lot to give up for an offensive lineman. But the pick is in for Kansas City after the Giants select Vrabel-Russini. Somebody said I guess when you say playoff bound Giants and you don't list a year, you'll eventually be right. I think they have a good chance of being in the playoffs this year as a wild card. I really do.
Agree with
I don't
you.
think they're that far away.
Jackson
All right,
Dart
so
can stay on the field.
the pick is in, Rhino.
The pick is in. Oh, better track the music down and let everybody know that we are ready to rock.
Mansour Delane, cornerback, LSU. So that's an example of an organization loving a guy, not lacking a guy, loving a guy. They're loving a guy at a position, and they moved up to get him. That's what that means right there. They loved him. They didn't like him. They loved him. They gave up quite a bit to move up to get what they think is a cornerstone defensive player. How about that?
That's one of those positions, Grant, when you've got a shutdown corner. Not saying he will be one, but if you think he can be, it's well worth it.
You ready for this? The Commanders' pick is already in 10 seconds after the Chiefs just made their pick.
So the guy that they never thought would be there is there.
That's correct. That's exactly what that means. Yep. I'm thinking that this is a surprise for the Chiefs to move up. They love this guy. That you don't give up that type of capital to move up unless you love a guy, and they love him.
Mel Kiper had him going 11 to the Dolphins.
Is that right?
Yes.
Interesting. And he goes number 6.
And as for the Commanders, Mel Kiper had Cornell Tate going to the Commanders.
Yes, I did see that. Yep. Absolutely.
Sonny Styles still on the board.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Caleb Downs, I just think, is going to be a difference maker. Having a guy that can play the position that way, anchoring your defense, a very good tackler.
I just wonder, if you look at Washington, their pick is in. Then you have the Saints. Then you have Cleveland, who just got the pick from Kansas City. So that tells you the Chiefs just did not think that Delane was going to be on the board when they selected. They loved him, and they moved up 3 spots to get him.
We'll never know. It's time of year for Liar's Dice.
Yeah, Liar's Poker. Yep.
You ever played Liar's Dice?
I never have. I didn't get into that. Have you?
Yeah, it's really fun.
You like it, huh?
Yeah, I do. It's a fun game.
You ever watch Shawshank Redemption?
No, but I was listening to something today. Who was it? It was Tom. What was used to be on KNBR all the time?
Tolbert,
yes. Thank you. Tom Tolbert used a quote from it. And I'm like, did he just give away the money line from Shawshank Redemption? He might have.
I don't know. All right. The Commanders are on the clock, followed by New Orleans, then Cleveland from Kansas City, and then rounding out the top 10 again will be the New York Giants. But what we just saw right now is a franchise in Kansas City that loved a player that on their board, they just loved what they were able to get. And so they went out and got him.
Yeah, recap what they gave up again to get him.
They gave up three additional picks in this round. So I don't have it right in front of me anymore, but they gave up 3 additional picks in this draft.
That's big.
Yeah. Yep. Very big. Yeah.
It's nice not to see an Alabama player go.
That's very unusual, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? That's very unusual. It's a good point. Very unusual. So, Washington's pick is in.
Hold on.
And then you have, as we said, the Saints, followed by the Cleveland Browns.
Jerome Bettis on stage with the commish. You remember the stories he used to tell?
I'll tell you, I've interviewed him a number of times at Lake Tahoe, and I have loved interviewing him at Lake Tahoe, talking about a variety of things. He's good to talk to.
It might have been you interviewing him when he was talking about what it took for him to be able to play the next week after a game.
Yes, I did. That's correct. Yep. Love talking to him. 78-69, the Hawks, 4:40 left in the third, leading the Knicks. Raptors with 8.5 left in the second quarter. They've got the lead on Cleveland, 37-33. All right, so NFL draft. No surprise with Mendoza going 1. And then the big news was Jeremiah Love going 3rd to the Cardinals. And then Tate, number 4, to Tennessee. And Vrabel-Russini 5 to the Giants. Cornerback, number 6, as we have just been chronicling. And now Sonny Styles has just been taken by the Washington Commanders, the linebacker out of Ohio State.
3rd.
Off the board.
3rd Buckeye.
Yeah. Yep. So what do you think? Giants are going to go wide receiver at number 10? We'll be off the air, but I think they do.
You think so? I think they go Caleb Downs.
I don't think he's going to be on the board.
You don't think so?
I think he's either going to be gone here or with Cleveland at number 9.
Okay. Well, if he's gone, then yeah,
If
receiver.
if he's on the board, you're taking him. There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Because then you're fully bolstering in your eyes, or you're doing much more for one side of the ball, right? You're not
Correct,
split.
which I'm
between the
happy
two.
with. In that division, you have to have defense, and the Giants have always done that. So I'm fine with that if they draft the right players.
You're going to see
If they draft the right players.
You're going to see Sonny Styles twice a year.
Yeah, he's a good player. I think I can't see him not being a really good NFL player when I watch him. He's just got that NFL pedigree.
Yes, he does.
Can he be great? I don't know if he can be great, but I think he can. I don't know if he will, but I think he's got a chance to be a stud in this league.
He's got a great head on his shoulders.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. There still has not been an offensive lineman taken in this draft. So keep an eye on that for the Giants as well at number 10.
It doesn't devalue the value of offensive linemen in the NFL. What it does is tell you how extremely talented the skill positions are in this draft this year.
Yep. Mendoza, number 1 to the Raiders. David Bailey, number 2 to Texas Tech, if you're joining us late. Jeremiah Love, the outstanding running back out of Notre Dame, 3rd to the Cardinals. 4th, going to the Titans, Ohio State wide receiver Carnell Tate. Giants at number 5 go edge rusher Vrabel-Russini out of Ohio State. Then the Chiefs make a trade to draft Mansour Delane out of LSU. All right. Sonny Styles, linebacker Ohio State, has just gone to the Commanders. And then the Saints currently on the clock. And guess what, Rhino? Their pick is in.
Sonny Styles is a guy that might be able to play more than one position. He can play inside linebacker. You can put him on the edge.
Yep. He's good.
He can drop back into coverage, not as a cornerback, but he could. I could easily see him somebody that can drop from the edge out into the flats. So, good pick by Washington.
As the NFL draft is going on, the playoffs, the Hawks lead the Knicks 81-71. Over 3 minutes left to go in the third. Raptors and Cavaliers, or now it's 37-36, Toronto over Cleveland with 4 minutes gone by in the second quarter. So the Saints again, followed by the Browns, and then the Giants with their second pick in the top 10. The draft flying along in Pittsburgh, right? With rapid speed, Ryan, as you said. A lot of time in between picks and all the messaging and everything else.
Gotta get their money in. And you know what?
Absolutely.
These young men have worked their entire lives athletically and in school to get to this point. So give them some shine.
Text message, how does the Vrabel situation affect the operations? Let's be fair, nothing has affected their operation in 25 years. To a degree, yes, you are correct to a degree. But what you fail to recognize is that the one thing that teams do not want, they don't want distractions. That's the one thing they try to avoid. And this has now become a big-time news story, and it's only April. So I can't say it's going to translate in the training camp, but knowing the world that we live in today, it will if Mike Vrabel is still the coach. But you're right. In terms of wins and losses, maybe not. Can't disagree. NFL draft going on. We'll recap a lot of the first round tomorrow. We'll wrap up the week. Appreciate you. For Rhino in Sacktown, I'm Grant Napear. Thanks so much for listening to Fox Sports Sacramento. Bye-bye now.